And welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that very short break as we go from one broadcast straight into another. We are here in World Team League 2022 Winter Code A Day 6, the CranKy Ducklings versus SSLT.
Yeah, that's right, and it feels like we are on our victory lap here. We've already qualified for the Code S, but we're going to see just how deep we can make this run, just how deep the shaft of Voltron can go.
Stop! What is happening? you told me it was a one-night thing, Asher.
That's what I tell all of them.
As soon as you said deep, I was like, no. To catch everyone up, and we can go over the scores a little bit more in depth later on in between games. We are here in our best of 7. We missed out on the first series, but Vindicta did 2-0 Silky.
Yeah, that's right. And here he is, the ace for the CranKy Ducklings, once again spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. It is the American Terran in the red. It is Vindicta.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of data under the sea, we have the Chinese Zerg player himself representing Team SSLT. It is TooDming.
All right, so we do have here a TVZ and on data C as well. So this is a map that, you know, especially in the TVZ matchup, this can make for a bit of a longer game, a bit more of a turtled game. But Vindicta has shown in his series, especially against Zergs, that he's the master of multitasking. He's the master of picking his opponents apart. So we'll have to see what kind of strategies we're going to be going for this one.
He's also shown that he's a little bit undead, mate, because specifically in ZVTs, he either refuses to die or he dies and he rises from the ashes, mate. He's like a phoenix. It's insane that we've seen multiple of his series against Mewmika, against GoGoJoy, to name a few, where he is down 50 plus supply and he claws his way back.
And he's going to rise once again like the phoenix.
I'm glad you went with Phoenix and not something else.
Oh, yeah. You know, we have time to descend into madness. It's barely past midnight. Let's keep it chill for just a minute.
Mate, what are you talking? You're the one that first went there. You took it to the shop first. What the hell is this? What kind of gaslighting, rewriting of history are you going for? Oh my god.
Calm down, lad. Calm down.
No, guys, I want to be chill tonight. Oh my god, but yes, just like the Phoenix, he... Oh my god, is gonna go for a relatively standard opener. We see a hatch gas pool coming out here from TooDming, struggling a little bit to hold on to his third base, as we did have an SCV over at the linear third. Reaper does force the gas.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to get this base up just yet, but meanwhile we see a little bit of a cheeky opening from TooDming, actually opting to go for 6 lings rather than the usual 4, and he's going to send 2 of those straight across the map. But it looks like Vindicta, I don't know if he's just done his research on this player and knows that it's something that he would do, but this movement is perfect for intercepting this.
Oh, exactly. He does intercept at least one of those lings. The lings did not get across now. They did not cause any kind of disruption in the economy of Vindicta. Beautifully done. Meanwhile, the SCV has survived, and he does scout that there is indeed a third hatchery. He didn't force any kind of weird 2-base roach play.
Yeah, it's really interesting. He has to know that TooDming does that, because that doesn't make any sense to bring your Reaper back that early. So nice little moves there. And so I think I can assume here that Vindicta is pretty familiar with his opponent, and he is going to opt this time to go for a 2cc opening.
Yeah, exactly. No third CC before Starport. We do see the 1-1-1, and we should be seeing... Oh, never mind. I was assuming that we were going to see an add-on swap, and Vindicta may have even thought of it, maybe a little bit on autopilot, but no, instead he goes for Stim.
Yeah, and this is a build that I'm very familiar with. One of the builds that he did for one of his guides for his Patreon. So with this build, this is probably going to be a Hellbat build that comes out here. So he'll go for a quick stim timing medevac after this Viking. The Viking is going to clear up a little bit of Overlord scouting, And this is the kind of build that you can really punish a Zerg that's been a little bit too greedy in the early game.
Exactly, and maybe with the late third hatchery, TooDming is going to want to be a little bit more greedy and drone up as fast as possible. Speaking of being greedy though, something that's a little bit interesting is that we don't have any Evo chambers, we don't have a Baneling nest, we are going straight into a lair. And another gas.
Yeah, that's right, and I think once again, Vindicta is showing he's very familiar with his opponent because this is a very quick lair timing. This is a pretty greedy rush into the further tech, and if this is mutas that he's going for, this is one of the builds that this build is very good for sniping, but we do actually see a Bane Nest coming down at quite a nice timing.
Yeah, Baneling Nest is on the way, so at least TooDming is going to be a little bit safe here against this build. You called it earlier, by the way, we do have that armory. We even have a Liberator to either meet up with the army or go for a little bit of harass at the same time as that push. And how many Lings are we working with right now? Only 11 Lings, not the most, but they can morph into those Banelings soon. But the Baneling Nest isn't done, and the army is here.
Yeah, that's right. It is here right away, and there's really not that many links for TooDming. Vindicta has very correctly identified the playstyle of TooDming that has gone for a very greedy quick lair, probably starting to think about going into mutas with that fast 4 gas. And yeah, if Vindicta can get on top of these morphing Banes, this game will just abruptly end.
We'll see if he can do so. That Hellbat's already pushing towards the natural base, but it looks like he's feeling a little bit indecisive. He's thinking, do I want to go into the natural? Do I want to just take down the third? It looks like he has forced a reaction, forced a lot of spine time, and he is content with just that.
Yeah, definitely a reasonable choice there. He doesn't know how long those Banes have been morphing for, so he doesn't want to just dive in and get caught out. Nice little trade there. Does even split off that one extra Hellion to soak up the shot, and I would like to see him send these Hellions home to get repaired now.
Exactly, Vindicta, he turns around. I'm quickly checking. He did scan the natural earlier, but no, he was not able to spot that fast lair. He's a little bit in the dark about the tech because that Spire is indeed on the way.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's actually going for a very quick drilling clause here. I wonder if he's thinking about going for some mine drops.
Yeah, that would make the most sense, especially because we already have an armory, so it would be a nice way to incorporate that even further with those drilling claws. He's going for a little bit of a drop. There is one mine with this.
Yeah, this is really interesting. So he actually hasn't gone for his 4th and 5th racks. He's going straight into 2 factory off 3 racks. This is a bit of an older style. This was something a lot more common before the recent nerf to Widow Mines, where the burrow speed was reduced. This was a pretty common build to come out of something like a 2-on-1 where you go for very fast double factory Widow Mine drops. So really cool to see Vindicta bringing back a bit of an older build.
Yeah, especially because it is going to play into the hands here of specifically the tech that he's going up against. You know, Widow Mines are exactly what you want against mutas once they pop out. Meanwhile, we do have the drop into the main base, but Lingbane is ready and waiting. Widow Mine shot is going to go up.
Yeah, nice Widow Mine shot trading out really well there with the Banelings of TooDming. And Vindicta just keeping the pressure on. The other reason I really like this mine drop build for him is this is a very fast multitask based player, and this build really favors that sort of player.
Exactly. But can he get eyes on the tech? It's possible that, again, Vindicta has played against TooDming before on the Korean server. He's familiar with him. Whether or not he's correctly identifying that there is going to be mutas, because he hasn't gone for any turrets yet. He does have a couple of Widow Mines sprinkled throughout the bases, but again, no kind of real secure vision on the mutas that are slowly being banked up at home.
Yeah, that's right. And based on his play, I do think that he has a fair idea of what's coming his way, but we don't see any turrets going down yet. So despite going for the Marine Mine opener, these mutas are going to start to get in uncontested, and it's going to be up to Vindicta to quickly respond and get these Marines in position.
Yeah, exactly, because I'm a little bit concerned. Meanwhile, it looks like we did have a little bit of harassment here. 3 drones are going to go down. Mutas are going to slip into said main base undetected. Turrets are on the way, but a little bit late because we just had that scan at the natural.
Yeah, that's right. Those turrets are going to be a little bit late. We are going to be seeing 4 SCVs going down, but a nice quick pull on those SCVs. And Vindicta very quick to split up his Marines, and he is going to be able to box these mutas in, actually.
Oh, but the mutas, they managed to barely slip away. Vindicta wasn't paying attention there in that main base, so TooDming does get out with his muta flock. But very nice reaction there, only loses 4 SCVs.
Yeah, that's right. And he does have his 2-2 coming up with a nice timing here. So just going to spread out that these mines across the map. Takes out a lot of Banelings there with those mines as well. Nice trades there, and he's going to come into the main with this. I do believe he has an armory as well, so if he can burrow this out of range of the spore, he can just leave it there as well.
Oh my god, yeah, there we go. It looks like he does target. He does take down 3 more drones, 6 in total for his trouble, alongside all of those Banelings, and this one mine can reset, but it looks like TooDming does have detection.
Yeah, TooDming did remember that mine was there, is able to take that one out. But Vindicta has brought all of the mutas home, and that does afford him a lot of space to start getting into the army that he wants. And he is going to keep dropping these Widow mines.
Yeah, the mine drops there are not going to stop, which is a risky thing to do because TooDming technically has map control with these mutas, so Vindicta has to be very careful with his pathing of said mine drops, one here towards the south.
Yeah, I do worry a little bit for Vindicta here that he is sending out what few medevacs he has. He is a little bit low on medevacs at this point, and TooDming is gearing up for a pretty dangerous push here. There are a few Hellbats ready for Vindicta, but he is spread quite thin with his defenses.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. TooDming is going to pull the trigger. The Lingbane is going to roll it forward. We have one mine behind this. We have one medevac as well, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. Decent mine shot, though.
Yeah, pretty good mine shot, but these Banes are just going to roll on straight through, and they're going to take out all the SCVs at the third of Vindicta. They're going to jump on top of this fourth as well, and they're getting quite a lot of damage here.
Oh, God, an insane amount of damage. TooDming even takes down that third TC.
Yeah, that Widow mine drop just being F2'd back in that dangerous time there for Vindicta, and Vindicta feeling quite all in is just going to shove across the map now, trying to jump on TooDming before he can get too many Banelings up.
Yeah, exactly, but mate, that's a lot of Banelings. 22 Banelings are being morphed in. Can Vindicta deny them? Can he get on top of them in time?
Yeah, nice little Widow mine drop there. He's going to be able to take out quite a few of them, but the splash damage not really enough to take out too many of those cocoons. They are going to roll forward now and take out quite a lot of these mines. Yeah. But Vindicta has more mines that have not shot yet.
Yeah, he has an insane amount of mines. Oh, but the Widow mine drag does do a little bit of friendly fire. The Thor is coming on in. I'm a little bit concerned that the Bio army is looking a little bit thin.
Yeah, this is a pretty rough situation here for Vindicta. On his home server as well, he does find himself pretty far behind and in a very all-in position. I'm not sure as well. It does look like he hasn't started up a new fourth base, just re-establishing that third.
Yeah, the splits are pretty good, but the Lings and the Mutas are going to be enough to clean everything else up. The Thor is doing whatever it can, but TooDming is cleaning this up, and GG gets called. TooDming takes the first game.
Yeah, that's right. TooDming managing to take out the ace Vindicta there, and maybe Vindicta just getting a little bit too fancy there, and he does fall to the Lingbane Muta attack of TooDming.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It was very out of the norm, and it was really impressive to see. Don't get me wrong. I was getting very excited watching Vindicta do something out of that norm, or a little bit of an older style, but alas, it did end up falling here. And yeah, TooDming doing well for his team, fighting back.
Yeah, that's right. So TooDming will take out Vindicta, and that's a pretty important cap for that team. But Vindicta does have the chance now to get one back.
Oh, that he does, as we're going to be getting ready for game number 2. Vindicta does have that map choice. I also have to wonder, are we going to be staying on Americas?
Yeah, we will just be waiting to see what's going on there. I do think that we should be popping over to Taiwan for this one. I guess it depends where TooDming is.
Yeah, if he requests to play on the American server, then I guess he has that option if he wishes.
Yeah, so we will just be having Vindicta pick out a map here that he wants to play the next one on. So yeah, I think we have been starting to see, as the season has been progressing, Data Sea is becoming a little bit more difficult for the Terrans to play against Zerg as the map's getting a bit more figured out. I haven't really seen too much success from Terrans that don't just opt to go for that long turtle split map sort of game on that map.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Again, it just kind of lends towards that Data Sea, I mean. But I wonder what map Vindicta will decide to go on, especially on a map where he has to play with ping. It won't be anywhere near as bad as EU. It won't be anywhere near as bad as EU, but yeah, that's something to bear in mind as we do switch on over to the land of Asia. Yeah,
for sure. So we'll be going over to the land of Asia to do this one, and we will soon have the map pick of Vindicta. So I wonder if he's going to be going for a little bit of a smaller map. It does seem like he is in the mood for some more aggressive builds, and yeah, we do have a much smaller map. It is the smallest rush distance in the pool, Moondance.
Oh, here we go. We are going to be dancing here in the moonlight, and you know, I've heard Vindicta, he's got some moves. He's a pretty good dancer.
Sure.
Whoa, you don't believe me?
I don't believe you. I
Oh my
don't. He
God.
plays too many video games, man. I don't know if it's possible.
Oh my God, have you not seen him go to the gym, mate? Have you not seen how thick he's becoming? It's yeah, it's
He
not
comes
bad.
strong and tight.
Excuse me.
Yeah, man.
Oh boy. As we are getting ready for our next game here.
Wait, I'm talking about his muscles, all right?
Yeah. What else are you talking about?
Talking about the shaft of Voltron.
Oh my God. Asher, I'm gonna need you to calm down, buddy. Oh God. Yes, we are getting ready here for game number 2. As a reminder, Vindicta has a chance here to bring TooDming down with him, and he has already done a great job touring Silky. And I'll be honest, looking at the roster, Silky and Firefly are the 2 players that I'm looking at that scare me the most. So for one of them to already go down, like I'm already happy with Vindicta's performance.
Yeah, it's definitely a good start, and PattyMac did show that he's one that we can rely on as well, getting that all-important ace match. So I do believe in him as well. I do believe that he will be able to get the job done when we turn to him.
I believe. And of course, we have the rest of the Ducklings available as well. Could even throw a wild card in there. And, you know, of course, earlier today, Oreo came back into the fray, and he's looking to compete again.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I did notice after that first qualifier, a bit of a fire ignited. Had Oreo, you know, in the Discord asking Ryan questions about strategy, and I'm like, ooh. Oh, he's got that bite again. He's interested again.
Exactly. I was in a call with him earlier today, actually. And yeah, he was joking like, oh, can I even come into World Team League? And I'm like, I did register you, actually. You're already in, mate. A little bit too soon, as he did recently come back to competitive play, and I'm sure he wants to get back into shape. But once he does, like, I do think that he can go toe-to-toe with some of these other players.
Yeah, 100%. And it is really good to have another option with those Zergs. We have Eric as well, who has performed pretty well already in this team league, but having another Zerg in the pocket, always a good thing.
Definitely. You know, champion race, right?
Yeah. Unlosable.
I mean, clearly, right? You know, we just saw TooDming come out on top. Oh God. But we'll see if that is going to be the case here, as TooDming has finally joined us here on the land of the Asians. We have switched servers, and we are getting ready for game número 2.
Yeah, that's right. We have got TooDming up here ready to go, and we will be diving into this next TVZ. We will, of course, be on a little bit more ping, but I think Vindicta, I would like to see him just go for a little bit more of a simple game plan, just do what he does best on this one, not try to meta TooDming too much and just play his own game here.
Yeah, maybe he was having a little bit too much confidence after taking down Silky 2-0, and you know, again, Silky is considered to be a higher rated player than TooDming, so maybe again, just a little bit overconfidence. Now he can calm down and play out his game.
Yeah, that's right. But meanwhile, here we have in the bottom right hand corner, getting the victory over Vindicta and 1-0 now in this best of 2. It is for the SSLT TooDming.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Moondance ESL, we have the CranKy Duckling himself, the American Terran. He is red. He is Vindicta.
Wait, what's in store for him? What's in store from the important part of Voltron?
The most important part? Is that what you would say?
The important thing, as Parting would say.
When you're in a battle zone, when you're protecting yourself, you don't protect the heart, you don't protect the head. You protect the shaft, mate.
Mate, you take too many knocks to that and you are out of action.
You're out, mate. You're out.
You're done.
Aye.
Yeah, meanwhile, we are actually going to see a pull first from TooDming, so nice little adjustment here to the shorter rush distance map. We'll have to see if he's going to opt for anything aggressive or if he's just going to go for one of these pull first Ling 3 hatch openings that we have seen trending a little bit with EU players.
Yeah, we'll see if he is a connoisseur of the European StarCraft or if that's a little bit out of his realm. As TooDming did open up with that pool first opener, we do see 6 Lings coming out here as well. So pretty aggressive, all things considered. The goal here is to try and bypass this Reaper, get across the map, and force a delay on that CC.
Yeah, he's going to split off these Lings, but it looks like this SEV is recognizing that it's a pull first, is going to duck in to that main and just double check that there's no Roach Warren going down.
Oh, exactly. The SCV does go down, but the vision was large enough where he was able to confirm there was nothing behind the mineral line. A bit of a shame that the SCV did go down, but at least Vindicta knows that he has to keep this Reaper back at home.
Yeah, so he will bring this Reaper back home, but he is safe to just progress with this normal plan. And it does look like for TooDming, he's going to be playing a pretty standard macro game out of this as well. He is happily droning for now.
Yeah, he's just droning, he's pulling out of gas now that he has 100, goes straight into that Ling's speed, nothing too crazy. We're not going into a Roach Worm, we're not going into a Baneling Nest or anything like that. Just a bit of a cheeky opener that hasn't really paid for itself, not yet. He does still have 2 Lings that are active on the map there.
Yeah, that's right. We'll just get a little bit of extra scouting with these Lings. We'll be able to check those, dive those in later on just to check for a third. But this Reaper for Vindicta has finally found the space and time to jump in, and it is going to be looking for a third base first.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a third? Well, he does check the linear and the triangular, but he hasn't checked the pocket base. That is the problem with this map. To be fair, as a Zerg player, you don't typically want to take that base unless you're going for an all-in, and you're just using it for larva or just to fall back on a little bit. But it is interesting that TooDming has delayed his third by quite a bit.
Yeah, pretty significant delay from this pull first build. Some players do like to do this just to drone up their natural first. I don't think it really makes too much difference. There are a few different stylistic things like that you can do with Zerg. Might not be the most optimal, but it really doesn't matter all that much. And we are going to see a pretty standard development here.
Yeah, exactly. The Hellions are going to rock up with this. We're going to be able to slow down this creep. Vindicta's going to rotate over towards the right-hand side, and he will finally get eyes on the third. And now he can breathe a little bit easier.
Yeah, and rather interestingly, he does look like he's going for the same build. So possibly this is something that you do see a lot with these pro players where they'll try to build ones that won't quite work out and they'll kind of look at it and go, you know, I think I could have made that work with a few small adjustments and they'll go for it again. But actually, he hasn't continued to produce Marines, so I think it might be a more standard macro build coming from him.
Yeah, different variants of the 1-1-1 opener, a little bit less economic, but of course just relying on a couple more units to begin with does get that Viking out to deny any kind of scouting information, and Vindicta even takes his third on location.
Yeah, he's going to take that back third on location. Does afford him the opportunity to go for a faster fourth later on as well. And he is just going to show these Vikings and Hellions, maybe playing a little bit of a mind game, making things look the same as last time. But TooDming going for a pretty different opening himself as well, not opting this time for that fast lair or the fast Banelings.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Just relying on nothing but drones for the time being. There we go, going for double Evo chambers instead. So a much more, I was going to say economic, but as an opener that is relying a lot more on future investment instead. Not going for any kind of cheeky fast spire.
Yeah, you can say what you're thinking. It's greedy, but you can get away with it because it's
Is it greedy? Nah, it is.
doesn't exist. No such thing.
No such thing, Papi. No, he's just trying to live, Papi. Okay, he's already lost an Overlord. He's gonna lose another. He doesn't have enough energy for a transfuse. Yeah,
and these Hellions can actually start to harass these queens if they want to. They are just gonna back off for the moment. Maybe anticipating a bit of a Ling attack coming out from TooDming as he hasn't really seen too much of what's going on.
Yeah, he actually just dives all the way in with his Viking. Looks like he gets past the main base in towards the pocket. Confirms that there is no fourth hatchery there on location. Meanwhile, the queens are off of creep and they can't quite keep up.
Yeah, that's right. These Hellions just going to duck in, just going to poke around that third. They do get a good eye on the drone count at that third as well, so he will be pretty aware of what's going on here. And with TooDming taking his extra gases, it does look like he's starting to think about teching further into this game, but only 4 gases so far.
Yeah, only 4 gases, not your 6. So for now, just going to rely on Ling Bane for the time being. Once he takes more gases, then we can take up into either Hydras or into a Spire once again. Meanwhile, before that happens, Vindicta is pushing out, and this is lined up with Stim and soon-to-be Combat Shields.
Yeah, really nicely timed push by Vindicta here. He's able to jump right on top of the Queens, and I really like this for him. This is actually going quite a lot better than that Hellbat build. Just having a nice clean timing here.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is because of the greed of TooDming. He didn't have a safety Baneling nest. He only could rely on nothing but Lings and Queens, and so much of that was caught out. A great trade for Vindicta.
Yeah, really nice trades there, taking down so many of the Queens. We only have 4 Queens here remaining for TooDming. And Vindicta has been able to show in previous games of what he's able to do if the anti-air is lacking.
Exactly. Meanwhile, we did have a little bit of landed Viking rats as well in that natural base. It does eventually get cleaned up. Didn't really get too much damage done, just chipping away and being a little bit annoying here to TooDming. And the rest of this push is coming up with that army. Baneling speed is not done.
Yeah, that's right. Vindicta here smelling blood. He does realize that TooDming really has skipped out on the Banelings here. Throws down that scan as well. We'll catch the morphing Banelings. We'll catch out one of these Queens as well, and he's going to jump on these Banelings now.
Oh my god, exactly. So many Banelings to go down. He doesn't want to flirt with death too much, so he will back off once the Banelings finish. But again, they are slow. They're still going to have a hard time connecting with the army.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty nice mine shot there, and that represents a lot of the splash damage of TooDming. But meanwhile, on the other side of the map, he's going for a rather large Bane bust here.
Yeah, exactly. I just realized the drone count here for TooDming does end up stopping on around 66 workers. He wants to make nothing but Ling Bane. He wants to go for a counterattack.
Yeah, that's right. But meanwhile, Vindicta is going to be able to snipe down all of these Banelings, and these Lings with the medevac support are just not going to be able to stand up to this Marine force. These Marines are going to be able to tear through, and TooDming, it looks like he thought better of going for that Bane bust. He's actually bringing the Banes home, and they are going to be intercepted.
Oh my god, they are intercepted. They're all going to be going down, and with the death of these Banelings, what do we have left? Looking at the Unisap, we have Lings and only Lings.
Yeah, that's right. And Lings, with the amount of medevacs here to support these Marines, are just not going to cut it. They are going to be able to jump on top. If this mine's friendly fire, that is going to change things quite a bit, and they do.
Oh my god, exclamation mark for not of the traitor mine, but is it going to be enough? Anyway, it looks like it is. It does force Vindicta Mac. Who needs Banelings when the Terran has mines?
Yeah, that's right. And despite these losses, Vindicta is working with a lot of momentum here, and he is able to reinforce this with the Marines. He's able to get his 4th base down, getting his extra barracks as well. So he is moving along things quite nicely. And meanwhile, on the side of TooDming, he just has to pump out units.
He really does. I'm a little bit concerned because, again, Vindicta hasn't really been able to punish the economy of TooDming yet. He did have so much momentum going his way. He was getting on top of the Queens, but alas, that Widowmine shot did end up hurting him in the end. Oh my god! Ooh. But then
yeah, TooDming just forgetting about this mine there. Even having to use 3 more of his Banelings to take out that mine. Not the most efficient trades ever when you're behind like this. And Vindicta is going to be able to drag him back. What a wonderful retarget on those mines there. Taking out so much of the army of TooDming.
Yeah, the Widowmine shots have been absolutely insane here for Vindicta. TooDming just trying to barely hold on. He does morph in another handful of Banelings. He has 8 now in total, but there's still so many more mines behind this.
Yeah, 8 Banelings with all these mines, it's really not enough. And Vindicta, he's just going to be able to stim ahead. He's going to be able to move into this base. He borrows these mines, and these mines are going to have a little bit of friendly fire here, unfortunately, but he manages to pick up at the perfect time. And what amazing trades here for Vindicta.
Oh, yeah, exactly. TooDming is struggling to hold on. Meanwhile, with Vindicta, he has his 4th base up and running. It's fully saturated. He's rallying everything across the map as well. TooDming, can he hold on even longer? He does have a couple more Lings coming in, but I think that was the last Baneling.
Man, look at this supply as well. I think Vindicta is going to be kicking himself that he didn't play a game like this in the first game, because he made that look easy. GG.
Oh, GG. Well played. Vindicta fights back. He takes down both Silky and TooDming, but also takes down himself.
Man, TooDming took him down. Let's give him a bit of credit where it's due.
Bias casting.
He just self-destructed, man.
Just blow himself up. Oh my god.
Ooh, and with that, we now have a fresh 2 players.
Oh, that we do. Let me just quickly check the Wikipedia page, because we may have 2 fresh players. Oh my god. The next map is going to be played on Stargazers.
Ooh, it is Stargazers once again, and that means it's going to be PattyMac.
Well, we know the map ahead of time. Okay, we can choose a player. Okay, we have a couple at our disposal. Do we want to send out PattyMac on Stargazer, knowing that that's not really what he wants? That's the question, mate.
Yeah, that's a question, but yeah, what we are referring to is a few of the games. A few of the times previously in our series leading up to this one, PattyMac was chosen and he did have to play on Stargazers, which is a map that he says that he doesn't really know that well.
Yeah, it's such a shame. It's such a shame. Shaking my head. But we are going to be getting ready for our next game. I'm just going to be quickly checking for servers here. As it is going to be on the Korean server, I believe. And we have picked our player. Have SSLT pick theirs.
It's a mystery.
It is a mystery, mate. Oh my god. We should probably tell Kuro, as we are not going to be sending out PattyMac on Stargazers. We're not going to make the same mistake 3 series in a row, okay? You know, you fooled me once. You know, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. I don't want to fool PattyMac again, okay? We're sending out Dolan. We're sending him out, mate.
Mate, you don't want to make a fool of him. You can't fool him that many times. He's wizened up to your tricks. And he's like, mate, I can't play now. I've gone to the store.
He's pulling a Maples, mate. Oh my god.
Yeah, he has gone AWOL because he has shown time and time again that even when he loses on Stargazers, which is a map that he's not that comfortable in, he's able to take that second map. So we're just going to keep him in the barrel. We're going to keep him if we need him. If Dolan doesn't manage to just take them all out himself.
Exactly, because I'll be honest, we don't have confirmation on the next player, but we are fairly certain that it's going to be Firefly.
Yeah, it does seem like it. Well, yeah, they do have only 1 life remaining, so I would be pretty shocked if they didn't pick Firefly. And I really like having Dolan up against Firefly because, man, Dolan is a sniper when it comes to TVP.
Mate, there's logic behind all of this, okay? This isn't just a pretty chest. Oh god, but no, I don't want to take credit for that because Dolan was like, yo, send me in, puppy. I want him. I want my Firefly. I want my Protoss. I'm like, mate, go for him, puppy. Go for him. Also, PattyMac was like, please don't send me out of Stargate. That's probably another reason for that as well.
Yeah, like one of the things as well about this map, I do remember seeing Dolan playing this in one of the ESL Open Cups where he made a very deep run. And I'm not going to say exactly what the build was, partly because I don't remember it, but partly because I don't want to give it away as well. But he had a very tricky build prepared specifically for this map against Protoss. So I think he's got some tricks in the bag.
Oh, I think so as well. I believe, mate. I believe in his ability to take at least 1 game here against Firefly, to knock him down and force the revive. Oh boy. So we'll see if we can actually cause that situation to happen, especially because we don't have confirmation that it is going to be Firefly. Just quickly checking the Liquipedia page. Does SSLT have another player that they could field?
I think they do they've got their manager. He actually plays sometimes. I remember he played in the Code S last season.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's 2 players that I'm unfamiliar with. There's a Terran player called Kingslayer, and there's a Zerg called Sakya.
Okay, yeah, it's neither of those, but
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go, mate. There you go. So, yeah, looking at their notable players, it does seem like they have a pretty small roster: TooDming, Silky, and Firefly. So, I want to believe in Dolan's ability here. As hopefully they are able to field a third. You know, maybe we just get a walkover. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't want to take it like that. We want to get this win properly, and I do like Dolan's chances of, like you said, at least taking a map off. And I'm not saying that because I don't think he can take both maps, but because he has the option to play some of these snipe builds and try to get a cheeky win here.
Oh yeah, we'll see. Also, I love how Orio's in the team chat. He's like, "Papi, B." Put me in,
I'm
Bobby,
here.
put me in. I
Put me in, coach.
I mean, I would love to, but again, like, look, I didn't have a lot of confidence when Oreo's been playing for a week. I do think that he's an amazing player, but I also, especially when specifically he's been having issues with ZVP, like throwing Oreo against Firefly. I don't know if that's the wisest choice right now. I'll be honest. I'll be honest.
Kuro's just like, talk to your son. Yeah, he looks like he is, waiting in the wings. He wants to have a go at it, but Dolan is, of course, waiting and ready. But we are yet to get the player for the SSLT. A little bit of a delay here.
Yeah. Hopefully everything's okay. Maybe they're having some issues when it comes to picking, or not just picking their players, but connecting to the server. Maybe they were in as a barcode. Shaking my head. Oh.
It does look like we are just trying to sort this one out.
Oh boy. Yes, we are just going to be waiting here for a moment, and this gives us an opportunity to open up our lovely spreadsheet, our lovely bracket, and we can see the run of our players here today. Again, I'm a little bit jealous. Maybe you got the tail end of it. I'm a little bit jealous that we didn't get to cast Vindicta versus Silky.
Yeah, a bit of a shame, because it sounds like that was a pretty dominating series. That's one that got everyone very excited. Always nice to see Vindicta popping off, getting those wins, but if we win this one, we still have more games to come in the Code A. We're not done with this one yet. We might even get our chance to go up against Onside Gaming.
Oh yeah, I would love that. I would love that. Like, oh my god, that'd be
really cool.
That's the Cinderella story. I don't know if you saw, but like Kuro was posting screenshots of messages with Crank. How he was wishing us like the best of luck as well. Like he's Senpai is noticing us. It feels so good. It feels so good. So it would be like us going full circle if we can face Crank, the origin of the CranKy Ducklings.
Yeah, 100%. That would just be a really nice moment. And it is something that it will happen anyway in Code S.
True.
It'd be cool for it to happen now as well. But as we say that, we do finally have our game up and running. It will, in fact, be Firefly coming up against Dolan.
Oh, that it is. I also have confirmation. Firefly was actually on a barcode and then had to switch to the actual account.
Trust. So typical Korea server. They're all barcodes.
All of them.
Yeah, even Vindicta. Anyway, spawning here in the top right-hand corner of the map, it is the Chinese Protoss playing for SSLT. It is Firefly.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Stargazer's ESL, we have the American Terran player himself. He is red, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan.
Alright, and he will be sending this probe. Firefly will be sending this probe out just to get a little bit of early scouting here. This is something that is a stylistic choice that quite a few Protosses do make, just to be extra annoying with this first probe. Can be just a pain to deal with, especially if you are on ping. That does make things a little bit more complicated.
Oh god, yeah, exactly. We do see that SCV is already getting a little bit low, forces a couple more off the line. So some nice little damage being done here by Firefly. Is there a world where he gets a snipe on that SCV? Maybe. I mean, he wants it.
Yeah, he is shocking around, but Dolan's going to be well aware of that, and he does have the opportunity to repair that if he sees fit.
Oh, he's one shot away from going down, but there is that repair, and it looks like Dolan will be able to keep everything alive as, oh god. Play with fire doesn't fully top it up.
Yeah, doesn't want to spend any minerals he doesn't have to on repairing this, especially so early in the game. Doesn't want to delay that CC or anything like that. He's going to be going for a Marine first, so a bit of an interesting way to open things up. And he hasn't scouted across the map yet either.
Yeah, he has watched nothing across the map. And to be fair, we have had some time to prepare for our opponents. Specifically, Firefly has been on our radar. Firefly is the ace player of SSLT. So Dolan maybe studied his opponent, maybe is aware of what his typical openers are.
Yeah, that's right, and he has gone for a pretty early double gas, and he is hiding this probe down here, so might be up to something a little bit sneaky here, or possibly just wanting to duck back in and get a rescout.
Oh yeah, speaking of ducks, we do see that Dolan is going to be going for a little bit of an add-on switch here. Pretty interesting move that he floated the racks all the way next to the main, made the tech lab, then floated all the way back.
Yeah, I have to say, this is actually really greedy that he's going that long with only one Marine and no scouting. So this is definitely a very gambly build, and it does look like it is going to pay off for now.
Exactly, because we do see a Stargate opener coming out from Firefly. I imagine going to be going for an Oracle first, but by the time it does get across the map, Dolan will have a Cyclone.
Oh yeah, and this is the build I thought it was, yeah. So this is going to be a very fast 3 racks push. He's going to be making some Marines off of this. I do think, if I remember right, yeah, it's stimless. So he's just going to be making pure Marines, making some tanks as well. It's going to be a very fast tank push coming across the map. And against Stargate, this is a really nice build matchup for him, although the Phoenix will be able to get the scout.
Exactly. It's not going to be an Oracle. It is going to be a Phoenix zooming across the map. The Cyclone, it is in position. It is right here on the edge of the base, and it looks like it will, not get a loco. And the Phoenix still spotted just in time.
Yeah, it does show away this Phoenix, and the Phoenix is going to be able to pop back in and get a little bit of a scout. But it does depend how deep this Phoenix does choose to go. It does look like he is just going to be able to make out those Raxes.
Look at his vision. Look at his vision, Asher. Look at his vision.
Yeah, he doesn't see them. So this is really nice building positioning from Dolan. This is something that I saw him do on this map before, and it looks like Firefly just wasn't aware of those buildings tucked back there. It's a bit of a weird spot to put them in. This is working for him.
Exactly. Right now we have the Adept scouting around the southern side of the map instead of being like, hold on, where's the rest of your production? I went for a full scout and there are things that are missing. Well, he didn't go for the full scout. He doesn't know, puppy. He doesn't know.
Yeah, that's right. So he is searching around for those proxies. He is making some extra shield batteries, even going into a pretty quick robo here. He does realize the danger that he's in, but this shield battery is a little bit awkwardly positioned as well. It doesn't quite cover this front pylon and gateway.
Yeah, it does, and it's further back in the back line, more designed to defend the mineral line, less so the base itself, so it's not going to be ideal. Meanwhile, we do see the Phoenix is striking around again. He hasn't gone back into the main base. He's just checking. He literally has checked the entire map.
Yeah, but the one place he hasn't checked is the place he's already checked. So, yeah, this is a very interesting build from Dolan. This is, definitely the same build that I saw him do before. So, interestingly, instead of going for what he does here, instead of going for 2 tech labs and going for your normal 3-racks where you get stim and combat at the same time, he's actually gone for a second reactor. So he's making 5 Marines at a time. He's going to have a lot more Marines than usual, and he's going for combat shields instead of stim. So very interesting build here. Does give the Marines a lot more staying power, and this is going to match up extremely well against what Firefly is doing here. So maybe Dolan, realizing that Firefly on this map specifically was very likely to go for a Stargate opener.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. This has all been spotted, by the way, because Firefly did have control of the Zelnaga. We do see him throwing down one of the stasis traps here at that mineral patch. I don't know, is Dolan, does he plan to go for that location? No, it looks like he's going to, trigger that stasis.
Yeah, it does trigger that stasis. That does take out 5 of the Marines, taking out a reasonable amount of the DPS of Dolan, but he has plenty where that came from. And on the side of Firefly, he does just have this 1 Immortal and 1 Void Ray. The focus fire of Dolan is going to be very important. Needs to get the Phoenix here.
Oh, it looks like he will get 2 of the Phoenixes. He will get the 3rd Phoenix, and every single tank has managed to survive somehow, some way with the mass repair. They make it through, and they do siege up.
Yeah, that's right. And Firefly, looking to actually delay the siege up here, manages to take the fight out very far away from his own shield batteries. And I wonder if this was a little bit of a mistake, because he's lost a lot of units before this fight could take place, and those immortals get shredded. I think Dolan has done it here.
Mate, it gets shredded. There's one disruptor on the way, but the Robo is under threat. Reduces his shield battery overcharge, trying to keep it alive, but the Robo is going to go down, and the disruptor doesn't finish.
Down right before the disruptor can finish, and GG has to be called. This is why Dolan wanted to be the person sent out on Stargazers. He's got the builds, mate, and he takes down the ace player of SSLT.
Mate, let's go. Dolan finally proving himself, because, man, this man has been so self-deprecating.
I was just about to bring up that tweet, but go for it.
Yeah, Dolan has been making memes about himself. He's been tweeting about how he is being carried in the World Team League, about how both Vindicta and PattyMac and even Eric have been pulling their weight, and Dolan has been struggling a lot more. But no, not here, as he takes the game from Firefly, and that means that Firefly is going to be eliminated.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is such a crucial game. Looking at this bracket here, we are in the top 4. This does give us the chance to make a really nice showing for ourselves in Code A. And there is also quite a bit more money towards the top, so every win here is worth quite a bit for the team.
Oh yeah, it is worth quite a bit for the team. For the players, I will be transparent and say that 100% of the prize money is going to go and be split between the players of our team that have competed in World Team League. The CranKy Ducklings will not take a cut. Yeah, mate, they want that money. You know, it's not just about Code S. It's about pride. It's about facing onside.
Yeah, it would be such a fantastic opportunity to face onside, not least because the team that stands in front of us before onside is the only team that we've lost to so far, and I think we want revenge.
Oh, you think right, mate. You're spot on, Bobby, because I want to face Invictus Gaming again. Everyone wants to face Invictus Gaming again, because they knocked us down to the lower bracket. They made life difficult for us when it could have been easier, and we want that spot. We want that match. But that is a little bit ahead of us, because we are now going over to the land of the Americas, and it is going to be Firefly's map pick.
Yeah, mate, give us coffee. Give me coffee.
Give me coffee, Papi. Give me coffee.
Bring me the coffee.
Oh my god. All right, here we go. Right now, the SSLT team, SSLT, are deliberating what map they want to be playing on, what map to approach, and I have to wonder, Dolan, he's already done so much here, already taking down Firefly. What other builds does he have up his sleeve?
Yeah, and I'm so glad that I got to see that build again, because I remember last time I watched it, I was like, I need to steal this build, and I forgot. I forgot what the build was, and I never stole it. And now it's ingrained in my brain, and I'm going to be spamming it way more than it should be. It's just not a ladder appropriate build, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with it.
You're like, now I have the replay, Papi.
Yeah.
I have the replay. Let's go, Papi.
We have the technology.
Oh my god, vámonos, papi, vámonos again. It looks like the opposing team, SSLT, they're still trying to figure out where they want to play this out, but already a great start here. A great, not start, just a great series so far for us. Is there a world where Dolan can even 2-0 Firefly?
Yeah, that would be insane, but he's shown he's got the skills, he's got the builds when it comes to TVP. He can outsmart these Protosses as well, and I think he has what it takes to change the way that the Protoss wants to open. He's going to punish the Stargate and make it so scary to go for the Stargate that he might be able to funnel Firefly down the road that he wants to take him.
Definitely. You know, Dolan, he may already be in the head of Firefly right now. You know, he can kind of guide him the way that he wants, become the puppet master that he can be. Because we even see that Firefly isn't even here yet. You know, he's scared. He's done.
He's like, I don't want to come to NA. That's where he lives. That's his house, man.
I'm not welcome there. Aye. Oh god, so I'm already so proud here, so proud of Dolan. He's done so much for himself already. What is happening in the in-game chat? Oh my god.
Oh. PattyMac breaking out some Chinese, fair enough.
It's like, where is he? Bring him, Papi, bring him. Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, that actually is what he's saying, I think.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh, I'm trying to work out if I can remember how to say this.
Hold on. I've got Google Translate open.
他在那里.
Oh, that's too
I
much for
think
me.
I think it's Jeshenali.
Yeah. Oh, you did it. But it was
Let's
like
go.
it was ta, I think. Wait, hold on.
他在那里.
I'll go with yours. Yours was pretty spot on.
Sick. Let's go. I remembered something.
Let's go.
If anyone in the chat speaks fluent Chinese, don't correct me. Let me have this one.
Let me have this moment.
Thank you.
Mate, your Chinese is fluent, mate. It's native. It's beautiful. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know one or two things. So if that's the only things that you ever hear from me, perfect.
Perfect.
This is my mic drop. I'm never doing that again. PattyMac saying how. It's kind of like broken Chinese way to say good. Okay.
Oh my god. I love to see it. All right, here we go. The map has been chosen. Firefly wants to fight back on Cosmic Sapphire.
Oh, let's go. And Sounder in the chat gifting a sub to PattyMac. You legend.
Yo, massive shout out to Soundo in the chat, giving one of the ducklings a sub. Thank you so much. PattyMac, that means you gain access to some of your own replays, Cap.
Yeah, that is a sub for the tip of Voltron.
Oh,
tip of his nose.
The tip has gotten the sub. And do we even need the tip today? You know, do we even just need the tip?
Why are you telling me up for what I said?
What do you mean? What do you You've been crazy today, Papi. You've been crazy.
I need to keep you under control.
Oh my God.
But meanwhile, hear this.
Oh my god, look, I have the power here, okay?
I make the rules, and then I break them.
I control the shaft.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Okay. Well, up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have, playing for SSLT, trying to get that life back, it is the Chinese Protoss Firefly.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire ESL, we have the American Terran player himself representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan. Let's go.
Here we go. And this this SEV is not where it's supposed to be. This is a pretty common proxy Rax location that he snuck these out to. And yeah, I think we're actually going to be seeing this 3 Rax Reaper build that he goes for against TVT, but against a Protoss here.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, we just see Firefly going for a bit of a probe scout across them. He is going to see the Rax at home, so everything looks relatively normal, but it is anything but.
Yeah, that's right. He is going here for this 3 Rax Reaper, but if Firefly is sharp with his builds, and this is something that I know that Protoss players do sometimes know, especially from their experience in PvP, he might have countered the workers, but it looks like he is actually going to throw down this Nexus here, so pretty hard to tell whether that's the case. Actually, it definitely isn't the case, because this is a Nexus before core.
It is a Nexus before core, mate. You think the Protoss players can count? Oh, but actually, Dolan canceled the proxy. Oh.
What?
I thought I was misseeing things, but yeah, Dolan actually didn't go for it. Maybe Dolan thought that he got scouted.
Yeah, I guess he mind gamed himself. Either that, or maybe we missed a scout going down. Just having a look at the vision of Firefly.
No.
Yeah, it does look like he actually saw it.
Did he? No, look
Well,
at the vision.
see. I can see kind of like an outline of where the racks should be.
Yeah, but he didn't go in. If you look at the vision of the Fog of War, he didn't check there.
It is possible that he just saw the edge of the SUV. I don't know.
Okay, maybe. Oh boy, okay, so Dolan going back to the drawing board, forced to cancel this. We're gonna have to have a look at the replay if it did actually get scattered or not. Oh, as yeah, he is going to be changing his plans here. Oh.
Yeah, that's right. And that does put him pretty significantly behind, only getting his second CC down now. And considering that Firefly went for this slightly greedier build, I have to wonder now if that was a reaction to scouting the cancelled proxy racks.
Yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible here as Zealot moves out, trying to find some kind of damage. Again, we do see Firefly confirming that there was no CC on the low ground. And we are moving on from here. Oh, Robo first for Firefly.
Yeah, interesting. Going for a very early sentry as well. So going to be able to get that scout going straight out. Doesn't want to die to any of that weird stuff once again. Any of those crazy Dolan builds. And he is going to be able to keep tabs on what's going on. But meanwhile, Dolan just preparing with a pretty standard build. This just looks like a very normal anti-Stargate build.
Oh god, yeah, so far it does seem to be the case. Unfortunately, Dolan is playing a little bit blind because he didn't go for a Reaper earlier. He did go for the Marine first. Cyclone is going to be at least able to shut down this hallucination, but alas, Dolan is still playing this out blind.
Yeah, it is important to see that hallucination though. Seeing a sentry, it's very likely that this is going to be a Robo or Twilight Council build.
Yes. Oh, and there it is. There is the robotics base. So we are going to be going straight into Colossi here for Firefly. What do you think, Disruptor?
Yeah, this could be either a Colossus drop or Disruptor drop. I think Disruptor drop probably a little bit more likely, seeing as he has scouted and knows it's not a 3-Rax.
Okay.
But
True.
at the same time, he does have a few different options there. Actually, getting that Observer out and going into an Immortal cancels the Immortal to get a second Observer.
Yeah, it does cancel set an Immortal. We do see a third base on the way here for Firefly as well. So we're just going to be getting into our game here. Again, Dolan's still working with very limited information. You were talking about it earlier. He can piece things together. He can confirm, of course, that there was a sentry opener. So he can cross off a couple of things here that could be going on as, what's it going to be? Immortal. Beautiful.
Yeah, it does go for that Immortal. I wonder if that Observer just caught the edge of this push, because this is a very aggressive push that is coming out from Dolan. He's going to be dropping 2 tanks as well, so this is intended to catch out a player that's being a little bit aggressive with their Stargate build.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit greedy with their Stargate build.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what he can get done here, as we do have a couple of Stalkers coming into position. Again, these are Blinkless Stalkers, as there is no Twilight Council, so there are no upgrades, and the tanks are going to be able to push forward.
Yeah, there really aren't many units here at all. This is a really nice build coming out from Dolan. He's going to be able to jump straight on top of this, and this Immortal is going to start to focus down the tank and the Cyclone, but the juggling from Dolan is brilliant. That was really well done.
Oh my god, the jugglings are insane. The Immortal does get zoned away. We are going to be forced to cancel. No, the third base actually does finish. Firefly going to try and hold on to it, or it is going to just go down.
Yeah, Firefly going to try to make a hold once this second Immortal comes out, but this first Immortal has gone down, and with those SCVs that have been pulled here, he's going to be able to heal up this Cyclone. He's going to unsiege those tanks just to get a little bit of extra DPS and give himself the option to do that juggling micro once again. And with this healed up Cyclone, he's able to get a lot of damage here. One of those Immortals going down.
Mate, the juggling is crazy. What is going on here? Dolan, he takes down another one of these Immortals. He does force an overcharge here from the natural base, and it is barely going to keep the second Immortal alive.
Mate, Dolan is inspired today. He said, what? Mario took his team down in 20 minutes? I can do that.
I can do that. Just play like Mario. Oh my god. Once again, dodging the Nova.
Brilliant pickups there. Dodges the Nova once again, and this battery is out of energy. He is going to be forcing an overcharge here. Drops that Mule to get the repair there on the tank, but it does look like there isn't enough energy for an overcharge. I think Dolan's doing it again.
He's doing it again in a couple of moments, though. We are going to have a second purification of it going off. It looks like it will connect with the tanks. Ooh.
Yeah, it does connect with the tanks. Good pick up there by Dolan once again. Not able to pick up, of course, those siege up tanks, but I want to remind you as well that at the same time, he's already taken out the third here, and he is starting to get some SCVs on his natural as well. So this is working out for him, and GG is called. Dolan has done it.
Wow, Dolan with the Dolan builds. We start with the proxy 2-Rax, or with the 3-Rax overall. He forces the cancel, transitions so smoothly, and he takes the 2-0 win over Firefly.
Yeah, I'm just renaming that replay because I'm going to be checking that one out.
Oh my god, and just like that, mate, Team SSLT have to revive. Their team
they are.
has been eliminated.
they are on their revive now. They have been eliminated. Dolan with the 2-0 over the star player in Firefly. And what happens now? Firefly, he is their ace. Are they going to send him out once again to face Dolan? Will he even go out if they ask him?
Exactly. He's the ace. But mate, he's nothing in the face of Dolan, mate. Let's be real here. Like, recognizing how crazy of a player Dolan is, I feel like it would be a mistake to revive a Protoss player in Firefly right now.
Yeah, that's right. He's shown his skills, his sniping ability in TVP, and I'm wondering if they're going to want to send someone out themselves to snipe Dolan, maybe in one of the matchups that he's weaker in, because these games, as much as they were more cheesy, tricky builds, they didn't look that close, and Dolan's got more builds where that came from.
Yeah, and mate, look, I think you're giving them too much credit. You're like, yo, do they have someone to snipe Dolan? Mate, do they even know who Dolan is? They're like, what? They're like, we've been preparing for Vindicta, Papi. We've been preparing for Migs for the shaft of Voltron. But mate,
that is true. They were preparing for the shaft, but it's
the head.
The head.
Is it the head?
The other head. The one with the brains in it.
It's the head with the brains, Papi. Oh my god.
Yeah, Dolan with the big brain builds coming out here, and he says, what's that? We've qualified for Code S, and this doesn't really matter anymore. Hold my beer. I'm going to pop off, mate. Let's go.
The pressure is off. Let's go. Oh my god. I do think that maybe that does play a part in it. I do know that Dolan, you know, sometimes his nerves do get to him. That's why the first open qualifier for North America in DreamHack, Dolan did fall there, and he was talking to me about it afterwards, how he kind of got into his own head, and he overthunk a bunch of things. He made too many mistakes, and he got nervous. But here, coming in where we still have plenty of players left, we still have a revive left as well, like everything is so comfy here for Dolan. Hey, just 2-0's Firefly.
Yeah, nice and comfy, not stressed out at all, nice and smooth brained, no wrinkles to get in the way. We're just picking that build, we're going for it, we're sending it. Pow. We're getting the win.
Exactly. We are sending it. Now it's going to be a hard choice here for the team captain of SSLT because, again, I do not think it's going to be a wise choice to revive Firefly against Dolan. But at the same time, they could think that he's their ace player anyway, like he can overcome this. Or do they bring out Silky?
Yeah, that's right. They do have a few options here. I personally think that it might be a good choice to send out a Zerg against him.
Yeah.
Just because it's a bit harder to do those kind of tricky openings. Ooh, not right. It is a little bit harder to do those tricky openings against a Zerg. But at the same time, I do think they're going to be feeling a bit more confident with Firefly.
Yeah, I have to agree because we can see we have our lobby and Firefly has joined the lobby, so I'm going to assume that he's not a caster, that he is going to be competing here. Firefly.
It's so rude. You think you're like, hey mate, are you here to cast?
No bias. Oh my god. So yeah, it looks like Firefly, he wants to try again on a different map. He wants another chance at Dolan.
Yeah, that's right. He says, mate, this guy can't have more builds than that. He has to be out of builds. It has to be luck.
Yeah. He's got to only have 2 builds, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh god. Okay, so we do have a map. It is going to be on Tropical Sacrifice. That is going to be the map of choice, and as a reminder, even though they have a revive here, this revived player cannot lose a map, and this is still a best of 2.
Yeah, that's right. They can't lose a map at all. They have to win. If they want to win this one, they have to win this one 2-0 and then win the next map after that. So there's a lot of pressure riding on this one.
A lot of pressure indeed. Firefly has to not just 2-0 Dolan, he has to 2-0 our next player, and then he has to take down a revived player as well. So Firefly has to go Super Saiyan. He has to just pop off and take down as many ducklings as possible. But it all begins with the Danger Dolan. with the Dolan die.
And I do not envy his position here because basically he has to take on the guy that's just caught him off guard twice in a row, and he has to not get caught off guard twice in a row now. He has to like do what he wasn't able to do yet 3 times in a row pretty much. So yeah, it's a rough ask for him.
Oh boy, let's go. It is a rough ask, but again, SSLT, they believe in their player. If anyone's gonna do it, they believe in Firefly.
Yeah, that's right. But here we go. This is a little bit of a bigger map as well, I will say. Tropical Sacrifice, it can be a little bit hard to make some of those sort of tank push builds work, but he has shown that he can just put them in medevacs, mate. He can get them across the map, and here he is. The star today for the CranKy Ducklings. It is the American Terran. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, it is Dolan.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice ESL, we have the Chinese Protoss player himself representing Team SSLT. It is Firefly.
Oof. Here we go. So we are once again seeing this very early scout from Firefly. I want to remind you guys as well, Dolan just won a game where he went out onto the map with 2 of his first SCVs, started building Raxes, cancelled them, and went back home.
Exactly. Like, that couldn't have been efficient, right? Oh my god. Oh, as we do have a little bit of a worker battle here. Oh my god, Dolan has to be so careful not to lose this SCV. But you're right. You know, Dolan had to switch gears. He had to transition into a different kind of push. Again, because that it had to have been a little bit more inefficient, but was still able to take the win anyway. That's crazy.
Hey, he was baiting him with that SCV. Did you see that? He was bringing it closer and closer. Dolan is feeling very confident right now.
Oh. 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 Let's go.
I think he's having fun, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, again, right? The pressure's off, you know? He's probably thinking, mate, if I don't do this, you know, Mix can come back. You know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I can do whatever I want.
I can just throw this one away. I'm going to lose on purpose.
I'm going to lose on purpose and still win at the same time. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do see him going for this early factory. Hasn't quite opted to finish up this depot yet, but he is going to be able to take out this probe to the bottom right here. We do see another probe of Firefly sneaking out. Does look like he wants to be the one to take the initiative in this game.
Oh, exactly. The probe does head over towards that third base location. Back at home, the cyber core is now done. I was assuming a proxy, but no, it looks like he wants to go in. Mate, this guy is he's going in for another scout, or even to be a little bit annoying to delay the CC. Ooh.
Yeah, he's just going to throw that on that pylon to delay the CC, just being annoying as possible. Maybe a little bit of a spite pylon there, to be honest.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Oh my god, Firefly fighting back here with said pylon. Meanwhile, similarly to last game, and I don't blame him, he is going for a sentry. So again, going to be relying on those blue stations. Oh my god, he even follows it up with a robo again.
Yeah, going for a very similar build to last time, so I think he's feeling quite confident in the builds with just a few small adjustments. But meanwhile, on the side of Dolan, we're seeing something very different. We're actually seeing a reactor factory build, and he's going to be reactoring out Hellions here. And I'm wondering, does he have a Stargate out on the map?
Oh, so far.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, there's no Stargate, there's no starport, so we're not going to be seeing like an elevator of Hellions into the main base or anything crazy like that. The Hellions have been scattered, by the way, as they do clean up that adept. But with this massive amount of Hellions and with this Reaper, you know, he could be looking to at least force a wall to at least try and push on in and get some damage.
Yeah, very interesting build coming out here with a little bit of a delayed starport here, and he is just going to be running straight in with these 4 Hellions.
Yeah, exactly. Firefly, again, was able to scout the first handful of Hellions, so he should be aware of this potential. There we go. We do have a hallucinated scout going into the main base, seeing the add-on switch, seeing the production.
Yeah, that's right. He will be able to see what's going on here. Throwing down a battery pretty quickly, throwing down a third gate as well, just being extra safe, and does get this wall up. There might be the opportunity for the Reaper to throw a grenade, but no, he's just going to shoot straight through the sentry, and even killing that sentry represents quite a lot of value here.
Yeah, the sentry does go down. The boys are being pulled as well. 6, 7 probes already falling. Oh my god, they are bunching up.
Yeah, they are bunching up. We're seeing 8 probes go down, 9 probes go down, and that sentry. That is pretty rough trades for Firefly. I don't want to speak for Firefly, but do you reckon Dolan's tilted him a bit?
100%. Maybe a little bit, mate. Maybe a little bit. I don't want to speculate too much. You know, we can speculate afterwards. But oh my god, like that amount of damage was insane. Again, evening up that worker count. We do see the Firefly is doing a phenomenal job when it comes to catching up and making use of this tech. Because of the robo opener, he can go straight into a bay once again.
Yeah, at the same time, Vindicta in the chat just letting us know in that last game, Firefly was actually able to surmise that there was proxy Raxus out on the map because he got in the base and saw a missing gas.
Oh, there we go. Shout out to Vindicta.
Yeah, pro gamer for a reason.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The shaft for a reason.
He knows some things.
Exactly. Oh my god. But with this, already we do see the tank count getting a little bit higher. Raven opener as well, so we're not seeing any kind of Banshee first play from Dolan.
Yeah, actually taking the play like Mario very seriously here, going for a 3-tank Raven build, which is something that we have seen Mario doing quite a bit off this double gas opening. It's a very safe way to open up. It keeps you completely safe from any Blink Stalker builds. And it also provides you the opportunity for a very strong push once these upgrades finish up.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, with this Raven, he's already going to be able to dish out a little bit of damage to this Observer. With the auto tower, there we go. The Observer will go down. And with that, the vision for Firefly.
Yeah, we are seeing Firefly throw down 2 more shield batteries and an Immortal. He's making a second Immortal here. He's playing very, very safe here.
Yeah, exactly. For a moment, he was even working on War Prism's speed, but in the end, he will switch over to Extended Thermal Lance. Again, Firefly just playing very scared, very safe. I don't blame him. Again, as a reminder, he only has a single life remaining, 1 loss, and he is out. So playing this as safe as possible.
Yeah, that's right. And we were saying it a little bit before. Dolan, he has lots of builds in the bank, and I really like this choice by him. I really like that he's gone back to a very standard continuation off the 2-gas build because he's recognized that Firefly is going to be very worried about the kind of builds that he's coming out with. He's going to think that Dolan's, hiding things on the map, going for aggressive early offbeat timings, and Dolan's just playing a fairly standard game here.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about it earlier, but Dolan is in the mind of Firefly right now, and we'll see if that's going to be enough to push him over the edge as we do have that gateway explosion. The first Colossus is already coming out, or is already out, second on the horizon. Dolan is banking up energy on his Raven, though, and he will have a disable, but no, opts to go for Harass instead.
Yeah, it does look like he's going to be throwing down these turrets instead. I do have to say, a little bit unfortunate with the battery here as well. He is going to start to DPS down this battery, so if he can get the energy for a second turret, he can start to kill a lot of these probes as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And there it is.
Yeah, just in time. Does target it down, the shield battery will fall. It does also redirect, or again, direct the attention of Firefly into his own main base as Dolan is moving out.
Yeah, so we do have 2 kills on that Raven, but unfortunately, probably not recognizing that it is Colossus that Firefly is going for, because it would be nice to have those disables for these Colossus. And Firefly here showing off his control, is able to get a lot of swipes with these Colossus.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, even a couple more 4 swipes in total on the main army of Dolan is going to force him back, is going to force a siege.
Yeah, that's right. And Firefly moving forward aggressively does have a pretty nice army here, but apart from the robo units, there's not actually that much in the way of gateway units. He does have his first few zealots starting up now, but his charges are very long ways off.
Yeah, again, his Twilight Council was so delayed here for Firefly. No blink, no charge. You do see Dolan quickly rotating over to the other side of this center mass. It looks like he's going to be able to almost get a couple of shots off. Again, just flirting with the idea, trying to maybe outposition Firefly.
Yeah, that's right, and he is actually going to load up, looks like some Widow Mines here, realizing that the Widow Mines, they're not really going to do that much against the Colossus, but Firefly doing a really good job with the Hallucinate Scout. He is showing how strong a player he is, and he's going to dive on the army now. Interesting choice here.
Yeah, interesting, because it wasn't the wisest of choices. All 3 tanks do get so many volleys off, and they all survive the push.
Yeah, it does look like Firefly a little bit stuck on what to do here. Maybe feeling like he should be able to jump in, but a little bit of a misrally on a Colossus there, and that Colossus is going to take some hull damage.
It is going to take that hull damage. At the same time, we do have a drop in towards that third base. The Widowmines are going to burrow and get a couple of shots off. Again, just distracting Firefly a little bit as he does pull all the way back up the ramp.
Yeah, great split from Firefly here. And I will say it is nice that we have gotten to see some of Firefly's skills in this game. He's a very good player in his own right, and he has been able to show off his control and his reaction times.
Definitely, as it looks like all the Widowmines are going to be cleaned up at the same time. Dolan does find his way up this ramp, but gets caught unsieged.
Yeah, it does get caught unsieged indeed, but not too many zealots here, so these tanks will stay up to get a few more volleys on the Colossus, but he is cleaned up quite effectively though.
Yeah, exactly. Does even feign a drop into the main base. Will back off in the end for the cost of all of those tanks. At the same time, though, 10 SCVs did go down. Oh, these two Widowmines, they actually got 2 more shots off.
Yeah, the Widowmine's still there. Dolan did have his armory finished, so they haven't been detected yet. And Firefly, I wonder what he's planning to do to clean this up. It does look like he finally gets this observer out, but I think they're going to get another couple shots off.
They're going to get more shots off. Oh my god! No! The main gun! Ooh.
Well, that was very close. 2 probes going down there.
Jesus Christ. In the end, Dolan now ahead in the workers is going to be landing his third base on location. Plenty of upgrades on the way, but charge is now done. And even though we had a little bit of missteps with the Colossus earlier, all 3 of them are still full and alive. It is now Firefly's turn to push out across the map.
Yeah, that's right. Firefly has a very strong timing here with the 3 Colossus. Once again, misrallying one of them, so the Vikings are going to be able to jump on that and take it down for free.
Losing your Colossus like that. I don't know if Firefly really wants to commit. In the end, he will.
Yeah, he is looking to commit here. Does kind of make this awkward line. He's just going to chill here for a second. Waiting for a few more reinforcements as he warps into the main.
Oh yeah, we do have that warp prism into the main base. Charge is done, and Chargers are going to be wreaking havoc here. Dolan has to make a tough choice here. He will turn around with some of his army.
Yeah, but it looks like Firefly just wants to force the engagement here. He is going to pull those Colossus back, but this is a lot of Marauders for Dolan. If he can spread his army out properly, it's going to be hard for these Colossus to get too much damage. It's just going to be on these Immortals to try to chunk through the Marauders.
Yeah, but you know what? All the Vikings go down. They only manage to get a single Colossus. He pulls the boys. He dives on top of it. He will get the Colossus.
Yeah, it does get the Colossus, but this Immortal is putting in work here. It's really important for him to take that out. The Zealot's sandwiching from the other side, and Firefly going to get one back on the board for SSLT.
GG, well played. And this is an important win here for SSLT because he doesn't just take a game off of Dolan. He is now going to be able to be a little bit more comfortable on his home server as we go over to Korea.
Yeah, that's right. He does have a chance to redeem himself there. He does take out Dolan here, but we do have the revive if we need it. But Dolan has a chance to end it all right here.
Oh yeah, mate. We have a revive and we have another player slot available.
Oh, we got another player slot. Oh, sick.
We've only casted Vindicta and Dolan. Okay, just saying. Oh god. So we are gonna be hopping over where we are in a pretty comfortable spot, but we're not going to get too comfortable here. We are heading over to the Asian server, and it is now going to be Dolan's map pick.
Yeah, so Dolan having the map pick, I gotta say, I like this. He's going to be able to whip out some sneaky build that he hasn't shown yet. Maybe some specific build for one of these maps, and he is going to be picking Moondance.
Ooh, okay. Moondance is the map of choice here. After I wonder what the plan is. Well, I can definitely see more macro-oriented play because we can take third bases a little bit more freely here on Moondance. At the same time, short rush distance could be seeing some more timings instead.
I don't think we're going to be seeing macro-oriented play. There's a lot of cheeky stuff you can do on Moondance. I'm pretty excited to see what he's got here.
I'm excited as well. Again, we were talking about it earlier. Dolan, he doesn't just have 2 builds. He's got much more than that. Let's go.
He's got 3, mate.
At least 3.
Yeah, he did pick this map pretty quickly, so I think he's got something in mind as we wait for Firefly to make his way over. And here he is. We are getting started here on Moondance.
Oh boy, exactly. We do see SSLT fighting back here, putting another point on the board. Can they take down Dolan 2-0, or can Dolan end it here and now? Oh boy. Ay. I'll be honest, I'm excited at the prospect of this series ending a little bit earlier because I didn't really get much sleep last night, I'll be honest. Oh god, and we still have plenty more to cast.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of messed up that the idea for you of going to sleep at 2 a.m. to wake up for an 8 a.m. cast is like a really nice long sleep.
I would appreciate that because it's waking up at 8, but I try to wake up at 6 so I can shower beforehand and actually get some food inside me.
That's a nap.
Ay.
I hope you've been sleeping during the day at least a little bit.
Oh.
No?
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, spawning here in the top left-hand corner of the map, it is the Chinese Protoss in the blue playing for SSLT. It is Firefly.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Moondance ESL, we have the American Terran player himself. He is red, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan.
Yeah, that's right, and we aren't seeing any crazy proxy shenanigans coming out from Dolan just yet. We'll have to see what he's got in store here, because there is, definitely a lot of potential to hide stuff on this map as well.
Definitely. We do have plenty of side blockers around the map as well to make it that much more difficult to actually find things. We do have a pretty nice locations here, whether it's on towards the right hand side of the map or even in the pocket base itself. At this point, I think this map is played out enough where if something is feeling a little bit off, players will check that location, but options.
Yeah, finally gets the RNG on that SCV to pop it back inside. That triggers me so badly when that happens, when you can't get the SCV to pop on the right side. But he does manage to get it, and he will be showing a wall off here to Firefly. So there's a lot of different things you can do from here, and it takes a long time for the Protoss to actually figure out what's going on inside your base.
Definitely. I mean, this kind of reminds you of something that we used to see on, say, some of the other smaller maps in the map pool. Never mind, as we do have a factory follow-up, but I haven't seen a good solid 3 racks in a long time. I'm not seeing that here, though.
Yeah, it won't be the 3 racks here. We do have this probe just hanging around a little bit, so there is the potential that if the Reaper does guess which way it is going, it probably can track this probe down.
Yeah, he's going to attempt to. So far, he's actually going to check his own natural base and head over towards the pocket instead, looking to try and find a hiding probe. And the probe has, for now, escaped.
Yeah, that's right. The probe is going to hide itself over in the corner here. We have seen Firefly do this in most of his games and just duck back in for a scout. So this time, not really expecting anything too crazy in the way of proxies, but does look like they are going to cross paths here.
There we go. The probe has been found. Dolan will be able to clean this up before he gets too much more vision, as we do have a CC on the high ground.
Yeah, interesting. And we do have a tech lab being made immediately on the factory, so I think we are going to be seeing him opening once again with a fast cyclone, and it does look like he has a lot of different paths off of this opening.
Yeah, exactly. We saw a little bit of that last game as well, as he was kind of delaying his org, went into a starport, then went into 2 more Raxes. So we'll see if we see that. Meanwhile, when it comes to Firefly, we actually haven't. Yeah, I was about to say the only opener that he's been going for all of these games, it feels like, has been Robo first.
Yeah, just after that first game on Stargate is where he went for the Stargate and kind of got destroyed. He has just been going for Robo now, playing very safe.
Exactly. We have seen the pros and cons of it, right? It does delay your Twilight Council openers. It does mean that your Gateway army is relatively weak in comparison for quite some time, but you do get those earlier Immortals. You can get into that Colossi production as well.
Yeah, that's right. Dolan's just going to pop up there as well. Going to check, going to see those 2 gates both producing, and he is making a tank once again at home and a medevac. So I think we're going to see another one of these tank push builds.
Oh, interesting. Interesting to go for this kind of build on a map like Moondance, where the Protoss player can take a safer 3rd base. Meanwhile, the hallucination dips on in, and it will actually see the 111 as well as the tech lab on that factory.
Yeah, looks like he's actually going for the same build he went for on Cosmic Sapphire, and I really like this on this map as well. This is something that we've actually been seeing Gumiho do a lot, going for... He does it a little bit differently. He goes for a tank drop into Cloak Banshees. I'm not sure that we're going to see that from Dolan. That's a very stylistic thing that I've only ever really seen Gumiho do. But he is going to once again go for this tank drop. And I do really like this on this map because you can set up in front of this really narrow choke in front of the natural.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where the production is. That's where, I should say, the tech is. If this pylon goes down, I mean, that's going to be such a massive blow to the production, to the army of Firefly. So we'll see how this goes, as Dolan is now moving out.
Yeah, that's right. And meanwhile, we do see a Liberator coming out as well. Firefly, to his credit, isn't going this time for an early third. He's just going to check with this probe. Really nice scouting there, and he's going to be able to catch this army before it gets too close to him.
Yeah, exactly. Dolan should be fully aware of that, as we do have a much higher Stalker count already. The first tank does get focused down.
Yeah, we can see the difference on the Korean ping, and he is going to have to get out of there. This is not a good start to this. Firefly reading this very well this time.
Yeah, exactly. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. He doesn't allow it to happen again. He's going to be able to force this all the way back. Thankfully, Dolan will be able to hop pick up that retreating tank and save it. But again, losing that first tank does take the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, and Firefly has a bit of a timing himself, so Dolan will have to get this tank back to a safe location and siege it up. He does have a second tank as well, so Firefly not going to be able to get too much done here, actually losing 2 Stalkers for his trouble as well. And he sends for these 2 Immortals. He does kind of need to get something done because he is behind economically now, as the base of the Terran is actually ahead of the base of the Protoss.
Yeah, it is. We do have the 3rd CC on location there for Dolan. Liberator will go down. Did force some lost mine time, to get me wrong, but not the most amount, as it was only able to get a single probe kill. Meanwhile, Firefly isn't done. He does go for the Prism. He does go for a double immortal. So double immortal drop here into the main.
Yeah, just go for double immortal drop. A little bit wasteful with his units at the front, but is going to be able to take out one of those tanks here.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the Cyclone has to be so careful to fight too close to those Immortals, otherwise it will get focused down. We do see the Immortals being able to slow down some of the production. At least boys are being pulled.
Yeah, it's taking out a lot of the SCVs here. This is quite a nuisance for Dolan to deal with. He's even going to snipe that Cyclone as well.
Exactly. Very well done here by Firefly. You were talking about it earlier. He was wasteful with his Gateway army, but these Immortals have or are paying for themselves.
Yeah, and he wants more here. He is looking towards this tank as well. Even using some hallucinations to soak up the tank shots. Very clever.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Now the tank is going to go down, and Firefly, he's going to be able to get out of here. Oh my god, Dolan's going to try and stop this. So do we have enough energy for a disable? Looks like we do not.
Yeah, and Firefly can check that as well. He's doing some serious work with his Immortals.
Yeah, exactly. Stimuli just now starting, so these Vanilla Marines are going to have a very hard time dealing with this. Finally, we have the Viking. Finally, the War Prism is going to be forced back.
Yeah, he's going to be forced back. Viking going to be taking a few shots on that. Actually, chasing that down, he's going to get a little bit of hull damage on there.
Oh, yeah, exactly. A surprising amount, as it looks like the Prism will fall.
Yeah, he will actually be able to take out that Prism, but meanwhile, on the side of Firefly, he has just been macroing away, did manage to get up this Colossus, and getting up his extra gates as well. Should have his production up and running by the time Dolan gets a push across the map. He's even going to take a quick 4th.
Yeah, exactly. He's headed towards that 4th base location. There we go. Nexus is on the way. 5 gateways are about to finish up as well. Upgrades. We were talking about earlier about how Firefly is sometimes vulnerable early on because of his lack of upgrades, but now Charge will finish.
Yeah, his charge is on the way, and that should mean that any tank push coming out from Dolan isn't really going to get all that much done. But Dolan himself is actually going for a 4th base here, recognizing that he is headed into a later game.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Is going to embrace that here. Doesn't want to fall behind any further than he already has. I say that, you know, his work count's looking quite good here, even taking up towards that Ghost Academy.
Yeah, he is just progressing nicely through the tech, but meanwhile, Firefly is going to be the aggressor once again, maybe recognizing that he does have the ping advantage, that he can try to make something happen with this little advantage he has with the micro.
Yeah, exactly, and I do worry a little bit here for Dolan. He only has 1 tank for all of his bases. He has a decent amount of bio, don't get me wrong. Stim is now done as well, but he doesn't have eyes on the army.
Yeah, this is a pretty serious army with the 2 Immortals, with the 2 Colossus. If these Immortals can clear out the tank, it's going to be very hard to deal with the Colossus.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of, here we go. The Colossi are going to be pushing on in. We have 2 Adepts slipping in towards that pocket base, and looks like they will complete that shade.
Yeah, nice little block with the SCVs by Dolan. He's going to be able to take out these Adepts before they can get too much damage. Just 3 workers going down, but there was a little ferry of these zealots into the main base as well. And I think we will be seeing more zealots being sent into the main base as he attacks at the front here. And that tank is quite exposed here.
Yeah, exactly. The tank goes down immediately. That was the backbone of Dolan's army. Still has plenty of bio. It looks like he will get one disable on one of the Colossus.
Yeah, but this bio is badly wounded, and there are not enough medevacs to heal this up too quickly at all. That's going to go down to just a couple swipes from that Colossus, so Dolan recognizing he cannot engage here.
Yeah, exactly. The natural base is forfeit, has to lift up. 18 SCVs have already gone down. The NG base are under threat, and here we go. He has to pull the boys.
Yeah, he has to pull the boys. He does have another disable here, so he's going to be able to take down one of these Colossus, but nice micro with the War Prism there by Firefly, and I think he's going to be able to take this one down.
Yeah, exactly. There's just not enough bio. 41 SCVs going down. GG gets called, and Firefly will take the 2-0.
Yeah, GG is called. Firefly taking that one down, getting the 2-0, getting his team back on the board, but he has a lot of work cut out for him still. We still have our ace match in reserve, and we still have one more player that we can send out. So he's going to have to keep winning, and that's going to be pretty tough against some of the players that we've got.
Oh, yeah, it is going to be tough. I mean, we still have another player to field before any kind of revive. But again, Firefly, he is starting that comeback. Can he continue on this road to victory, as we are going to be coming out with PattyMac? Not on Stargazer.
Yeah, so we are sending out PattyMac here. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes, because I think we made him angry. That Immortal Prism juggling the Immortal Harass with those two Immortals, that was insane. That was very impressive micro from Firefly.
Very impressive indeed. I mean, it was almost as if it was flexing on Dolan a little bit there. So, yeah, we'll see if we can fight back. We'll see if we can end his run before he gets too out of hand. Because as a reminder, again, Firefly only has to lose one game for him to be eliminated. We still have a couple more lives or a couple more games in us to pull that off.
Yeah, that's right. I was saying that he had to win 3 in a row. He has to win 3 in a row from now.
Yes. Oh boy, exactly. As we are going to be fielding PattyMac here in this PvP. Oh. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Oh my god, Asher? We're in Korea. We're at that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we're going to be staying on Korea, so game 1 will be here. Game 2, we will head back over to the land of the Americas. Cool. Scared me, papi.
I'm in.
Oh boy. And I'm really excited to see, because honestly, PattyMac, his PvP is pretty solid. We saw him kind of flex that a little bit against License to Kill when he took down both Maples and Nina.
Yeah, that's right. He was able to show his skills in the PvP, but this is a stiff test. Firefly, I do know he is quite strong with the PvP. He's come out from a region that has players like Cyan that are very strong as well, so he does have good practice partners, good people to practice. Maybe practice is the wrong word, but good competitors though.
Yeah, good competitors are a nice practice nonetheless when it comes to the regional tournaments, right? Going up against Cyan, going up against Maxed, very strong players in the Chinese region. But, you know, they're built a little bit different in America.
That is true. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, he is built from something different. He is built from pure steel. It is the right hand of Voltron. It is the American playing for CranKy Ducklings. It is PattyMac.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire ESL, we have the Chinese Protoss player himself representing Team SSLT. It is Firefly.
Built from raw steel and sex appeal. Kappa Pride.
I feel like we keep switching who's the right hand. I'm not gonna.
Oh, do we?
Dolan's been the right hand. You've been
No,
the
Dolan's
right
the
hand.
brain.
PattyMac is the tip.
Oh yeah, it's a tip.
God damn it.
It's the steel cap.
It's rock hard. Oh god. Yes, for those who were not here in our last WTL match last night, PattyMac was our super ace player that came out against our opposing team, Berserker Esports, and PattyMac was able to both literally and figuratively dance on Battle B.
Wait, I thought you were going to explain the whole Voltron thing, and I was like, how are you going to do that? You're like, for those who weren't here, let me fill you in.
So, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, it all started with family.
It all started with family. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god.
Well, we have a little bit of extra scouting coming out here from PattyMac, just making sure nothing's being hidden out on the map, but he will get in there, and both players going for a pretty standard 2-gate opening. We are seeing Firefly going for a bit more of the standard defensive macro style with the early sentry. PattyMac does still have the option to go for a double sentry out of this and play basically the same style, and he will get eyes on the sentry of Firefly.
Yeah, he will get eyes on it. The probe was able to survive long enough. We didn't get to play our favorite game, you know what 2 units are coming out, but as we can see, relatively standard, safe, macro, scouting oriented by Firefly. More aggressive here by PattyMac with his 2 stalkers. Aggressive or safe depending on how you look at it, as PattyMac does go straight for his Stargate.
Yeah, that's right. He does have that Stargate coming out quickly. Does skip out on those gateway units, seeing as there was that sentry, so he is not too worried about any crazy aggression coming his way. He's even going to send out these stalkers just for a little bit of extra scouting here.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's a world where maybe he's able to catch that sentry, or at least apply a little bit of pressure, at least keep Firefly back at home for a little bit, as he does dance, but doesn't commit. Meanwhile, Firefly, with that hallucinated Phoenix, will be able to get into the main base, and he will be able to confirm the opener and the initial unit from that Stargate.
Yeah, so just get eyes on that Oracle coming out there, so he should be in position with those stalkers when that arrives.
Yeah, the Oracle shouldn't be doing too much damage here. We do see that PattyMac even reveals that he does plan not to commit to any kind of Stargate play, that he is going for a Twilight Council afterwards.
Yeah, he's going to throw down that Twilight Council right below the hallucination. And these stalkers, they are in position waiting for this Oracle, so we'll have to see what he has planned for it. We do see a Twilight Council going down on the side of Firefly as well, so both players going to be going into that blink.
Yes, they are. Again, a very aesthetically pleasing spread of stalkers here. You love to see it. We even have a shield battery in the mineral line as well. So again, this Oracle, at least in the main, shouldn't do any damage. And PattyMac is aware of that, so he is headed towards the natural instead.
Yeah, that's right. He's going to dip into the natural there, but we do see another one of these shield batteries here. So not really going to be able to get too much done. He does have the opportunity if he wants to go for a stasis trap, but he's going to immediately activate that prismatic alignment.
Exactly. We'll back off in the end. At the same time, 2 adepts actually shed into the main base of PattyMac. He was a little bit distracted. The wall was not a wall, and probes are falling.
Yeah, 5 probes going down right away, losing a little bit of mining time there as well. These adepts are sharking for that gas probe, are going to take it out before it can return its payload, and they are taking down even more probes here. This is pretty disastrous here for PattyMac.
This is far too much damage, to be honest. Eventually, these adepts are going to go down, but they have already more than paid for themselves with 10 probe kills.
Yeah, and Firefly has a very significant lead. Even getting one more adept in here, more probes are going down. That's 12 probes.
Oof, ay. Again, maybe flexing his ping a little bit here on the Korean server as well. PattyMac wasn't able to throw down or react in time, and he sustained so many losses, and this may force a massive reaction out of PattyMac as he goes for a 4th gateway.
Yeah, it does feel like he's a little bit too behind, and I would have to agree, honestly. So he is going to go for a little bit of a sneaky all-in here, and Firefly is looking to take a 3rd here, so this could be something that's quite effective, but he is catching him out on the map as well. Hopefully PattyMac is quick to respond here.
Yeah, exactly. Blink is not done yet. He's going to be able to target down one of those Phoenixes, and Blink is going to finish up in 10 seconds, but before that happens, they get caught.
Oh, very good at force fields coming out of Firefly there, and he's getting so much work done here. This is going to make it very difficult for this all-in of PattyMac to work.
Yeah, oh my god, he even catches the proxy gateway. The fourth gate will not get up and running. We will not have a reinforcement point, and now PattyMac has to go back to the drawing board. He throws down a Dark Shrine.
Yeah, pretty much his last opportunity here is just to catch him out with something unexpected. This is a bit of a last-ditch effort here, and it does look like on the side of Firefly, just having a look around his base, he does have a robo.
Oh, he does have a robo. As we do have a prism on the way. Quickly look at the units. We even have an observer already out here for Firefly as well. So the likelihood of these DTs ending the game isn't quite high, but he could still deal some damage as a couple of stalkers do rotate around, and he does force a recall.
Yeah, quick recall by there by Firefly is going to be able to shoot away at these stalkers, even taking out the Oracle in the main, sorry.
Oh god, exactly. The Oracle does go down. PattyMac barely going to be able to survive and blink on out. He will, I was going to say catch the sentries, but the sentries catch the stalkers.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate miss rally, and PattyMac is almost at half the supply. He's just throwing out all the stops. He's got all the tricks. This is some dirty Protoss player.
This is desperation, mate. You go for the 4-gate all-in, you go for the Dark Shrine, you go for the Ninja Gold base. What else could you do? As Firefly, he's just rushing across the map with a massive supply lead.
Yeah, that's right. Firefly just coming straight across the map, and he has so many of these Blink Stalkers here. I just don't think PattyMac has a way to deal with this.
He just doesn't have any numbers. He can warp in some defensive DTs. Where is the Overseer? Where is the Observer for? It's here. It's across the map. There is detection. The DT goes down.
Yeah, and PattyMac, I think he is finally out of options here.
Yeah, he is out of options. GG gets called, and Firefly will take the first game.
Yeah, Firefly popping off here, but we do have the next game over here on NA, so we got a chance to get back in this one. He's not going to be able to flex that micro quite the same way.
Exactly. We are going to be heading over towards the land of America, to North America, and it is going to be PattyMac's map pick.
Yeah, so PattyMac does have his choice of map. I don't think he's going to be picking Stargazers. He is picking his favorite map. It is Moondance.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Here we go. It is, in fact, going to be Moondance. Oh.
Man, he loves this map.
He does, mate. It's his go-to, mate. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Oh. And yeah, I have to wonder what he has planned here for Firefly. He will have a better ping advantage here. He was just messaging me like, mate, PvP on ping, I can't do it.
Yeah, it looks pretty rough. Like, that Stalker vs Stalker micro on ping, I don't know how you're meant to do that, honestly.
Oh, it is brutal. So PattyMac, he will have a little bit more in his favor here. And yeah, he can actually play out his game.
Yeah, that's right. He is going to be able to play out his game. Does have the ping advantage here on Moondance, and does have the map advantage because this is a map that is shown that he is really comfortable on and has some pretty nice strategies for. So, let's see if he can get it done this time.
Oh, let us see. Again, he still has a chance to stop the run of Firefly here and now. If PattyMac goes down to Firefly, then we will have to resort to our revived player. And then things get a little bit more complicated.
We'll have to resort to violence. We'll have to resort to not sleeping.
No, the series will continue. It's 2 a.m., which is still fine. It's still okay. But let's not play until 4:30 again.
Yeah.
Oh god. How are you after that, by the way? How are you?
Fine. I just slept in a bit.
I just went to bed.
My sleep schedule is completely ruined, but it wasn't too good in the first place, so all good.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh,
yeah. Meanwhile, we do have confirmation from Steel Mold that Dolan is the Bill of Voltron.
The Bill of Voltron? I can kind of see that, but I like the brains or the head better because it's more in line with who he is, right? With what he does. Kind of
The
like
brains
Vindicta.
head.
Yeah, the head with the brains.
Is it kind of like Vindicta?
I said kind of like, yeah.
Built for purpose, mate.
Exactly.
Aye.
Oh god.
Yeah, meanwhile, we are just having a little bit of trouble joining the lobby. A bit of fear, mate.
Sure. Yeah. He's quivering in his boots, mate. Oh my god.
As we do have, Blizzard just doing Blizzard things. It can be hard to make a lobby actually work sometimes.
It works sometimes, but Firefly may have a lobby bug, which does happen from time to time, and you have to restart your client to get rid of that. So, Firefly is gonna have to work on that.
Just a small delay there, but it does seem like he's gotten his way into the game. So here we go. The PvP will be loading up on Moondance, and let's remember to play the 2-gate game this time.
Oh yes, let's remember. Unless things get proxied.
Let's do it anyway.
What? Let's do it anyway. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Just humor me.
You're like, look, it's my favorite part of PvP, okay?
It's my one thing. Let me have this.
It's all I know, Poppy. It's all I know. Oh, God. As we are getting into our 4th series of the day. I don't know if that's true. We're getting into our next series.
It is a series of some kind. And here, spawning in the top left-hand corner, it is the Chinese Protoss playing for Team SSLT. He is angry. He is fired up. It is Firefly.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Moondance ESL, we have the American Protoss player representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is PattyMac.
That is right. And we see there's a gateway.
Oh,
We're one step closer to having 2 gateways.
let's go. It's on the ramp, Poppy. It's not on the low ground. It's not a gate expand.
Man, having 1 gate is half the battle.
What? We should be seeing the second gates for both of our players, and based off of what you have seen, based off of the ping, what are we gonna see?
All right. For PattyMac, we're going to see 2 Adepts.
Yep.
For Firefly, we're going to see 2 Stalkers.
Oh, I'm going to assume double. I have to agree. I have to double it. It just makes sense. It just makes sense, Papi.
This makes too much sense. It's facts and logic.
Oh.
Who can argue with that?
Exactly. I imagine Ping wants. Ping. What? PattyMac wants to flex his ping a little bit here, going for not just 2 adepts, but maybe even committing to more adepts behind that. Oh, as we are getting a bit of a pause.
Firefly wanting to flex his ping as well.
Yeah, just making sure everything is okay. We are more than happy to oblige. So good.
Yeah, so we're just having a little pause. I would speculate that it might just be a little bit of lag that he wants to get sorted out. Sometimes just waiting will fix that up, or maybe even starting up a VPN or something like that.
Yeah, maybe a VPN. Maybe someone was knocking on the door. Maybe Uber Eats rocked up. Menu log. We are
Menu pog.
Exclamation mark menu pog in the chat. So maybe just gonna be getting some food. Yo, does PattyMac? Is that PattyMac actually?
Does he actually
here?
speak Chinese?
Yeah. Is he crazy? Oh my god.
I just thought he was like Google Translating.
Yeah, same. I thought he was memeing.
I mean, like, if he's got a Chinese... I don't see why you'd have a Chinese keyboard if you're not going to learn Chinese.
Oh, my God.
Interesting. We have gotten ourselves a fact.
I am opening up my Google Lens. Let's, what is happening here? What are they saying? Oh.
He is saying, fear me, for I am the tip of Voltron.
Oh, God. I would love if we saw Chinese characters and in the middle of it, we saw Voltron.
It's just like character,
yeah.
tip, character, Voltron.
Oh my god. As it looks like, oh my god. What are they saying? I can't sell. My phone isn't working. Oh. Oh,
Oh yeah, he actually speaks Chinese. That's sick.
Yeah. PattyMac was asking what was wrong. He was asking what was wrong. Yeah. My application keeps dying.
I don't remember what this means. It's like, do you want me to let you all do something? Like maybe do you want me to let you restart or something? I don't know.
Oh. Wait, they're asking for 2 minutes though. What?
All right. So. Wait, it's gonna
What,
chill.
what are we doing right now? Hold on, I'm just gonna switch scenes. I'm gonna switch scenes. I believe. Oh, this is not the scene that I want to be on.
Goodbye.
If anyone is fluent in this language in the chat, say Babylinks or Karajan or some of our other lovely bilingual viewers, then let us know what is happening.
In 2 minutes.
True, because of the delay. By the time they let us know, we're going to be in game again.
Yep.
Oh.
Genius. They're on MenuPog right now.
they're on our awful tip of Voltron joke.
Yeah, here we go. They're about to be hit by the tip of Voltron.
Oh no. Not again, puppy, not again. Okay, but it looks like any issues have been cleared up and we can continue.
All right. GL, go, GLHF, go. Ready, go. GLHF, no problem, go.
Oh, you can
is
read.
in the chat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a Mr. Worldwide, you can call me.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
Oh my god. All right, now with this, here we go. What are the initial units going to be here once the cybercore is finished up? And it is...
Oh, let's go.
I'm
goated.
Go. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, we were kind of alluding to it earlier about how because of the ping, PattyMac can try and abuse that a little bit with hyper aggression with multiple adepts. At the same time, Firefly should be aware of that and open up safely against that with these stalkers.
Yeah, so apart from that, we are seeing mirrored openings. We are seeing pylons going down on the low ground. A little bit of a blocking pylon as well, just preventing a fast nexus, and should be able to see those units coming out. So he will be aware of the adepts. We are seeing PattyMac once again going for a Stargate, and just does just swerve around that pylon as well.
Does swerve around, and then we do have the first two adepts coming across now. Meanwhile, the stalkers have been scouted by PattyMac, so he knows about their location, about their position, but he has no fear. The adepts go in anyway.
Yeah, Jeff's just going to skirmish a little bit with his stalkers. Going to use that side blocker just to take out a few of those shots. And it does look like this probe is ready. Is going to be able to drop down that shield battery. He did have a lot of time to prepare for this, so not too surprising. But looks like he's going to be going for a very aggressive build. He has not stopped making stalkers yet.
Yeah, exactly. What's interesting is that he also opted not to keep producing adepts either, which is definitely something that you can do behind this. You can go up to 6 adepts and try and break on through a wall and try and shade into the main base, but no, he doesn't want to be that predictable. He is going into those stalkers.
Yeah, and Firefly doing a good job. It does keep throwing down these batteries, but at the same time, this is getting good scouting here for PattyMac. He should be very aware that Firefly is not really trying to take an expand here.
Yeah, we do have a proxy pylon across the map. We only have 2 gateways for production for Firefly, but oh my god, what he lacks in production, he makes up for in stalkers across the map.
Yeah, that's right, and it's really important for PattyMac to buy himself enough time to get this battery up. The battery will go down, but not before he gets some damage on these stalkers. So there's 5 stalkers now coming in, and PattyMac is not reacting.
Oh,
does look like he is going to be losing a couple of these stalkers right away.
Yeah, exactly. He has to give up this natural base location. He's forced to back off. Meanwhile, across the map, he does dive in with that Oracle, but there is a shield battery. There is overcharge.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there, and with the Nexus being started up on the other side of the map for Firefly, he has found a way to get himself a pretty nice lead in this game, but the Void Ray has popped for PattyMac.
Oh, the Void Ray has popped. This is going to force Firefly all the way back. Firefly did expand behind this, but the Nexus is still on the way, and PattyMac has held on to his own natural.
Yeah, and interestingly, Firefly only going for 2 gateways so far. is able to rally and get these probes back to safety, but actually 3 probes getting stasis as well as the Stalker.
Yeah, not bad at all. Meanwhile, the Stalkers they just blink on forward, or they just move, start step on forward, trying to get on top of the Void Ray. Actually, they just focus on the Stalkers.
Yeah, they're focusing down all the Stalkers, but the Stalkers of Firefly are starting to go down as well. They are going to turn and start focusing on this Void Ray, and this Void Ray is very low, almost going down. PattyMac making the most out of his units will be able to get another warp in here. If he can keep this Void Ray alive and not lose too many workers, he should be relatively okay.
Yeah, it looks like the shield battery is going to finish up just in time with the completion of the shield battery. It looks like PattyMac will finally force this back. He has an overcharge available if he needs it. Meanwhile, the Oracle dips back in.
Yeah, Oracle dipping back in, but at the same time, PattyMac, while defending this, has had to cut probes just a little bit, so we do have a small probe lead here for Firefly.
Yeah, exactly. He has that probe lead. Not just that, he has a tech lead as well, as he is going towards that blink. Twilight Council is already done. Meanwhile, PattyMac hasn't opted to go for that. He's going for a bit of a safer play, going for a Robo instead.
Yeah, that's right. PattyMac going to be throwing down that Robo. Does have another Oracle in production as well, so does look like he's potentially looking to go for those 2 Oracles to dive in and get a little bit of extra damage, but if I'm not mistaken, does look like he cancelled that Oracle actually.
Yeah, he was thinking about it, then opts otherwise. He is instead setting himself a little bit to expand and take another base. He's trying to catch up when it comes to that worker count. There is that first Immortal coming out, so what he lacks in Stalkers, he makes up for in Immortals to try and make up for that deficit.
Yeah, that's right. And Firefly, meanwhile, is going to be trying to put a little bit of pressure on across the map as his blink is finishing up now.
Yeah, blink is now done. We do have a shield battery, but only 1 shield battery, so I'm a little bit concerned here for PattyMac as Firefly does get behind the mineral line.
Yeah, we are starting to see some probes going down here. He's going to jump right on top of that Void Ray. Does get the snipe before the battery overcharge can be activated.
Yeah, exactly, but there are just too many Stalkers here. The shield battery is going to go down. The Immortal does come down the ramp, and it looks like the boys are being pulled, but the shield battery does fall.
Yeah, shield battery going down there. So we will be seeing Firefly starting to push through, starting to make some headway. And 13 probes have gone down for PattyMac.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The damage is just far too great. We see the blink on forward as well. The Immortal barely manages to survive. But again, barely managing to survive is not going to be enough. Even if Firefly is forced back, he's already dealt the economic damage he needs to.
Yeah, that's right. He has done plenty of damage. He has done a lot of work with these Stalkers here thus far. And the Oracle of PattyMac hasn't really been able to get that much damage.
Yeah, exactly. The Oracle is forced to turn around, like, because the shield batteries, because of the defensive position, it's just been too much. We have 2 Immortals, but it's not enough.
Yeah, that Nexus is going to be going down, and I think that is going to spell the end of this game for PattyMac.
Yeah, exactly. We see a blink on forward. Once again, the final Immortal will fall, and GG gets called. Firefly takes the best of 2, 2-0.
Yeah, Firefly showing why he is the ace player for SSLT, and things are now tied up.
This makes things very, very interesting. So, we now have a revive, and because we have a revived player going up against a revived player, now we have a best of 2. If either player wins 2-0, it's over. If it's a 1-1, super ace match.
Yeah, super ace match, and we did have a similar situation with that super ace match yesterday, where Vindicta went 1-1 in his match, and we had to take it down to the wire with the super ace match, and PattyMac was able to get that win.
Oh boy, exactly. That did happen last night. It did go all the way to that game. Oh boy, but now we have to make that choice. We have to choose who we want to bring back here, how we want to take down Firefly, because as a reminder, we're going to have to take him down 2-0.
Yeah, that's right. And I think I have a little inkling on who might be up to the task.
All right, let's wake up Warrior. Let's, oh boy. We just have to try and figure this out, because I don't know if he's available. I'll be honest. This is not good, Papi. This is not good. So I would love to revive Vindicta to try and go in again, but He's not responding to my messages.
He did. He was in the chat pretty recently.
Was. All right, what's the map? What's the map? Hold on, let's figure this out. What map are we going to be playing on? Moondance. Oh.
Ooh. Dancing in the moonlight.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's do it. We are going to be sending out Vindicta.
Here we go. It is the Shaft himself.
Oh god, it is indeed the ace player of the CranKy Ducklings. It shouldn't be too much of a surprise that we are going to be reviving him. As much as I would love to bring Dolan out, and Dolan did he did take down Firefly earlier, 2-0 actually, which was insane.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the likelihood of that happening again is crazy. Like I don't know if he can do it again. Oh.
Yeah, man, we've expired the builds. We've gone through all 4. But meanwhile, we do have Vindicta coming back out. And just a reminder as well, with that Super Ace match, if he does manage to take at least a game off Firefly, even if we do have to go to that Super Ace match, they won't be able to send Firefly out for that. Just the same as we won't be able to send Vindicta out for that.
Yes, it will come down to their Zerg players, either TooDming or Silky.
Yeah, that's right. But here we are. And once again, the fate of the Ducklings rests on the shoulders of Vindicta. And he's shown time and time again when things have come down to the wire, he's been the one to clutch it out. Will he be able to do it again?
Boy, vámonos, papi, vámonos. Here we go. We're just all flooding into this lobby. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Again, the map is going to be Moondance. Of course, loser's pick for game number 2. As a reminder, it is still a best of 2, despite earlier only having to take 1 game to take down Firefly. Things are a little bit different when both teams have revived players.
Yeah, that's right. So we will be going down into this one. And yeah, man, why can't CranKy just have a boring? Why can't we just have a boring series? Why does it have to be so dramatic?
I know, it always goes all the way, papi. It goes all the way. Ay. Oh boy, here we go. And what's scary is that Firefly has been preparing for this player. He has been preparing for our ace.
Yeah, that's right. This is one of the matchups we were sort of trying to avoid, but here it is. It was destined to be. We couldn't avoid it. And in the top left-hand corner here, it is the American Terran in the red playing for the CranKy Ducklings, Vindicta.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Moondance ESL, we have the Chinese Protoss player himself, the ace of Team SSLT. It is Firefly.
Let's go, Miguelito.
Let's go, Miguelito. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. As of course, it had to end this way. It had to end with both teams fielding their 2 ace players against each other. We were set up in a pretty good way to stop this from happening, but alas, we could not. Both PattyMac and Dolan were taken down by this player.
Yeah, that's right. He took down this place on that revive life. So here we go. He's coming in with that early probe scout to get a little bit of extra harassment. Vindicta, he's going to be going for this double gas opening that we have seen him favor quite a lot in these games. So going for a bit more of that aggression and a bit more of that safety with the faster Raven.
I also have to wonder, I'm really curious about something, because if you remember Firefly versus Dolan, after getting memed upon in the first series, he was opening up River first every single game, if you recall. I have to wonder if he was just doing that against Dolan and he doesn't feel the need to do so against Vindicta, or if he's going to do more of the same.
Yeah, that's right. We will have to see if that's just something that he does to be extra safe. I do think that is a very, very safe way to play, and it would be a little bit of a risky way to play against Vindicta, who's so skilled in the mid to late game. Once again, he does just hide this probe off in the corner, and it looks like he's going to be sending that back in for a scout shortly.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Just kind of keeping it here in the bottom left. Got my eyes on it just in case. Meanwhile, we do see Vindicta going for his factory follow-up here, going for the reactor on said racks, and the probe is coming back in.
Yeah, Firefly knows his timings really well. Not going to send that back in until the Reaper is well across the map, and we will be seeing a Reaper reactor expand coming out from Vindicta. Just going to be a little bit annoying with this Reaper. Try to bait down the first unit of Firefly.
And there we go. First unit does come down. The Adept is forced to reveal its hand. Now Vindicta can slip on into that main base. Meanwhile, across the map, the CC is on the way from Vindicta, but on the high ground, so a little bit safer.
Yeah, especially with this opener going from the Reaper into the reactor, you really do need to get it on the high ground. But yeah, we are seeing once again Firefly opting for that fast robo.
Yeah, and the thing is, Vindicta was watching that last series, and I would have hoped that his the kind of like wheels would be turning, and he'd be thinking about, okay, look, if Firefly is becoming a little bit predictable, and if he does it again, well, maybe he can come up with a better response.
Yeah, that's right. This Reaper straying a little bit too close to the Adept.
Oh
my god!
Oh my god! Papi! That was
I don't know how to
sexy,
explain
mate.
this to non-Terran players, because that's something that it's pretty normal to go for that, but it is so hard to do. Like, I was talking to Craig about this. He's done it once in a pro game. It is really, really hard to time that. So that was insane. And for that, he's just going to get killed by Stalkers. But he does get a scout on the Robo.
Exactly. He does spot that Robo. He gets a full scout of the main base as well before going down. We do see that he's going to be able to take control of the low ground as well. The Adept does fall to the Stimulus Marines, and he will be able to take his expansion.
Yeah, that's right. He's going to be able to take this expansion, taking out that Adept as well. That's really nice. Does take away a lot of the map vision. Meanwhile, Firefly, this is an interesting stylistic move. This is something that I'm sure a lot of other players do, but just because it's on the tip of my mind, this is something that Pez is really good at doing, where you spread out all your Stalkers and you actually intercept this drop well across the map. And if it's not something that you're used to playing against, it can be very unexpected. And yeah, we see Vindicta not really looking at his drop at that time, because you're just not used to people doing this usually.
Yeah, and this is insane because, again, Firefly, he's going to be delayed when it comes to his blink, when it comes to his Twilight Council upgrade, so dealing with the Widowmine drop can be really difficult if he didn't catch it in the middle of the map.
Yeah, so really nice job there. He is a fair way off with that blink, but just showing that Observer as well is going to force the army of Vindicta to stay home.
Yeah, exactly. The Stalkers are going to be able to contain him that little bit longer. The Marines are going to try and shoot this away. Same can be said with this tank. The Deeper is going to be able to survive though, and there we go. Oh, actually gets focused down.
Yeah, Dipper going down there. The tank just not sieging up in time. Those SCBs looking pretty sad just standing in front of that depot, but we are seeing Vindicta going quite nicely into his build, and does take out the Observer as well.
Yeah, the Observer does get caught out by that Raven, so a bit of a tit for tat there, a depot for an Observer. Meanwhile, back across the map, we are going straight into Colossi. We only made a single safety Immortal, so didn't over-defend and didn't overcommit into Immortals early on, just one, going straight into the Colossus and Extended Thermal Lance.
Yeah, that's right. So once again, playing extremely safe, getting this back base up nice and early as well. He's going to be going into his upgrades and into his charge. This does look like it's really the comfort play of Firefly.
Oh, exactly. As we've seen this time and time again, there is that bit of a gateway explosion, Forge on the way, charge, or Twilight Council as well, I imagine, for that charge. Do have a Widowmine set up here on the right-hand side and a Raven coming into the main base for a little bit of auto-turret harass.
Yes, Raven is going to dip in at the same time as this mine drop is threatened. So there's no battery this time. Firefly, respecting his opponent a little bit more this time, isn't going to be overly safe. And oh my goodness, 14 probes going down. That is game-ending damage right there.
Oh my god, this should not be happening. You know what? He's not done because there's plenty of energy left on this Raven for another auto turret as well. And both mines survived.
Yeah, getting those mines out, that is a ton of damage there. And Vindicta is going to be able to put a lot of pressure here. He's even going to look to redrop in this unexpected location here.
Oh, exactly. Here we go. He does drop in towards the pocket base. Where's the pull?
There's no pull.
Oh my god. He saves it again. There's no anti-air. Papi.
No anti-air. This is something that I will say, this is one of the weaknesses of Firefly style, and you were referring to it earlier. Maybe Vindicta had been watching and he had been studying what the weaknesses of the build are, and it is a very late blink for Firefly, so he's just able to abuse that so well.
Yeah, exactly. So much probe damage has been done, and we are not done with this yet. Meanwhile, would you have the Raven returning back home after getting that damage? I mean, it looks like he wants to save that for a later push, and I love the idea because we are going to be seeing a reliance on Colossus early on.
Yeah, and when I say late blink, I didn't want to misspeak. I just had to double check there. He actually doesn't have blink at all.
Yeah. He prioritizes charge. He gets charged first every time.
Yeah, so this is kind of a wild style. This means that you can be abused really strongly by a good player doing drop attacks, and you can see Vindicta already setting up an 8 Marine drop. He's just going to try to pick him apart with the drops here, and it's going to be really difficult for Firefly to respond properly.
Yeah, exactly. We do see the first drop dipping in, but the Stalkers this time were in position. Blink finally now does begin for our Chinese Protoss player. Vindicta behind this though, he is now working on his 3rd CC on location. Looking at his army, what is he working with? We have 4 tanks, a Raven, and 21 Marines.
Yeah, once again, really good response here to the kind of build that Firefly is coming out with that heavy reliance on Robo. If Vindicta can set up a very strong tank Viking push, it's going to be really hard for these Colossus to get on top of the army.
Yeah, it really will. Meanwhile, it looks like we do have our 3 Colossus. We do have a scan confirming the army composition. Now that we have 3 Colossus, we are going into that Disruptor. Not just one, there is a second Robo on the way for double Disruptor production.
Yeah, we have the second Robo on the way. We have Blink as well. So this is a really nice setup, a really nice defensive setup for Firefly. He's just going to try to sit back for a while and get as much damage as he can with that. Meanwhile, Vindicta just saving these drops for an opportune moment, maybe waiting for the 3 Colossus to push out.
Yeah, ideally you want to distract the army a little bit, and speaking of distracting the army, we do have a drop moving out into the center of the map. Do see Firefly rotating over in kind as well to make sure the drop doesn't slip in and deal too much damage. The attention of Firefly is here in the middle. Oh, still not going for the drop there.
Yeah, just going to hold that for the moment. Meanwhile, he is establishing a bit of map control with these spotted Marines with that small drops worth of units. And one thing I do have to note is this is around the time in Firefly's previous games where he was starting to set up a 3 Colossus push. He was starting to warp in Zealots in the main. And the way that Vindicta is playing, it's made it really hard for Firefly to really be able to get anything done at all.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so much pressure on his bases to make sure that Firefly stays at home and saturates his 3rd and saturates his 4th. Meanwhile, here we go. Vindicta is working on those ghosts. He's working on his 4th CC as well. I think you were talking about it earlier. He's happy to just build up his count of Vikings and tanks before he does move out, even working on enhanced shockwaves.
Yeah, and this is a very strong, confident way to play as well, using a lot of scans just to keep tabs on exactly what the army composition of Firefly is. But Firefly, with these 4 disruptors here, he does feel like he might have a timing to start moving out here.
Yeah, we'll see if he does. We see a bit of a scan here for Vindicta. He does catch the army. He does see now the disruptors complementing said army. Meanwhile, we do have a double drop towards that fresh base.
Yeah, this is a moment he was waiting for, and he is running in with that drop. Pretty nice shot there with a mine just to take out a couple more probes. Doesn't catch the re-rally, unfortunately, but he is going to be able to get those medevacs out of there.
Oh my god, yeah, he goes straight into the pocket base instead. Medevac is going to go down. Meanwhile, we have an armory, and this Widow Mine, it is going to reset. We don't have an observer.
Yeah, so this Widow Mine, I don't know if he's been keeping track of it. I don't know if he's going to remember to pull away. It doesn't look like it, so there's going to be more probes going down here.
I kind of wanted to scuttle in, I'm not going to lie. But it is going to go up on the Warping and Zealots instead, and that will trigger, or that will notify Firefly that, okay, he needs to get something ready here. There we go, cannons are on the way. Oh.
Yeah, it's going to take that out with the Disruptor shot. Taking the shields off the pylon as well. That's kind of funny, but Vindicta, look at this tank line. He is happy to just play a very defensive game here, and he will not be dying to any Colossus push, I can tell you that.
Oh my god, he definitely should not. I mean, to be fair, there's always a world where one of these Novas does connect with that army, so we have to be so careful. There we go, the Disruptor's leading the charge.
Yeah, and we are seeing those insane splits. This is one of the special skills of Vindicta. He does have insane Disruptor splits.
Yeah, exactly. That is what he is known for. Meanwhile, we have a little bit of a hallucination scout confirming the amount of Vikings and tanks here waiting on top of this ramp. Firefly is never going, he should never push up this ramp. And now he has to tech up in a bit of a different direction. He throws down a Dark Shrine.
Yeah, Dark Shrine on the way here, getting up that sneaky pylon as well just to block that base. So he does have tabs on everything here, but Vindicta playing extremely safe. He's got the triple helmet on, mate. He's got the 2 sensor towers. He's got the turrets all over the edge, keeping an eye out for any sensor towers. He knows how Firefly likes to play, and he is not letting him play his game.
Oh, exactly. Meanwhile, have a zoning Nova going off. Anti-armor missile connects with almost the entire army.
Yeah, huge anti-armor missile, but with those disruptors, it's going to be very hard for him to push into this army. If he can get some EMPs off, though, with that anti-armor missile, this is going to be a significantly weakened army, and there are those EMPs. The Vikings are going to go in now.
Yeah, exactly. We still have another Nova going off. 2 more go down, and I think that may... Okay, never mind. There's plenty of disruptors where that came from. They were a little bit masked by that Dorito dust, but there are just so many of them. But as that happens, all 3 Colossus go down.
Yeah, that's right. All the Colossus have gone down, and he kept the Vikings alive as well, so it's not an option to head back into them. He does have the 2 more Colossus on the way, but the Vikings will be ready for that. Meanwhile, this disruptor count, it is getting up into some serious numbers. It's going to be very hard for Vindicta to push into this, but he is just going to slowly poke forward with his tanks, protecting them with this bio.
Yeah, exactly. As you talk about the disruptor count, we see a scan into the main base. We also have Liberators on the way, Fusion Core as well for Lib range. Oh, and Firefly getting ready for a bit of a flank or maybe even a surround.
Man, Vindicta doing such a good job of dodging this disruptors. He's going to dive on them. A really nice reactive splits there, taking down so many of these disruptors. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them going down right now, and that's going to be the go time for Firefly. Unfortunately, I think he is taking a pretty good fight here.
Yeah, he comes in from behind with a mass amount of flanking Stalkers. He may have lost every single disruptor, but he does take the fight.
Yeah, that's right. But the macro has been good for this behind that from Vindicta. I would like to see him waiting for maybe a little bit more ghosts or some more ghost energy before he pushes out. But he does have the Liberators as well. He still has some Vikings left over, and he is going to be sending out a ghost. It does look like it is on a sneaky little nuke mission, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, we do have 1 nuke ready here for Vindicta, so we'll see how that plays out. Meanwhile, we do have a scan confirming the position of the army, confirming the Colossus as they rotate over towards the right-hand side.
Yeah, we do have those extra Raxes going down, but unfortunately they will probably be denied here. A little bit of fortunate timing moving that army over at the same time that those DTs are getting started up. Should be able to see those.
Yeah, exactly. The pylon is going to go down, but the DTs do slip on by. It looks like there is a missile turret, so it's going to be able to take down some of those DTs. We do have a nuke in the natural base.
Yeah, meanwhile that Liberator is going down. Oh, this is really cool. I think he's trying to make the probes pull into the nuke, but unfortunately we didn't get to see that.
Unfortunately, meanwhile, that 1 DT is still here in the Poker base. There we go. It's going to get cleaned up. The DT's only got 4 SCV kills, so acceptable damage, acceptable losses here for Vindicta, but he is now down in the supply. Again, he lost so many tanks earlier, and he still hasn't been able to replace them with as many libs, as we are still working with 4.
Yeah, that's right. He has finally got his 5th base up. However, he is heading into his +2 attack on those Liberators. He has his Liberator range as well, so these are the main upgrades you need for those to be most effective.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, we do see that medevac upgrade on the way here for Vindicta as well. We're talking about it earlier. He is quite fond of it as Firefly is pushing up this ramp.
Here we are. See him diving into the ramp. He's taking a lot of shots from those Liberators, but he's able to take out a couple of those racks. Vindicta will need to rebuild those at some stage, but we do see him once again going for a nuke.
Oh, there we go. Second nuke is going to be on the way so far. Vindicta has been able to hold on, but he actually evacuates. He rotates over with his army, so this position is looking quite vulnerable. At the same time, going for a bit of a drop on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, he does feel like he does need to get a little bit of counter damage going, but this Zealot DT force is going to be attacking into this PF. Fortunately, he does have his army in position, but that does mean he's going to be giving up this 3rd base over here.
Oh, exactly. The Novas are going to be going off. This planetary is going to go down. At the same time, the DT Zealots were cleaned up, and we do have a drop into that main base.
Yes, drop is doing work. If he can jump on top of this disruptors, it's going to help a lot, but there's a lot of Zealots still here. He's going to have to do some very nice micro, a little bit of a desperation nuke, and there is going to be a recall there as well.
Yeah, it does force a recall into main base. Nice target fire. 1, 2 Colossus go down.
Yeah, he's going to get straight out of there. Does cancel that nuke as well, so he will...
No!
Oh, he didn't cancel the nuke.
No, he did not cancel the nuke. We have... Vindicta. Oh my god.
Oh, that's pain.
Oh,
That's so tilting.
oh no.
I didn't want to mention it because I just assumed that he cancelled it, but there was the potential for that to happen. I did notice his army walking along underneath that, and that is devastating.
Ay, ay, ay. Vindicta now falling in supply. He just rotated his main base over towards the triangular third to try and regain his base. But Firefly, thankfully, because he lost so many Colossus, and to be fair, he doesn't know about that self-nuke, he isn't going to be pushing out yet.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, he doesn't know about that self-nuke, and he's going to be assuming that Vindicta did get himself back in the game with that fantastic drop that he went for. So, yeah, it is a real shame.
It really is. But you know what? He doesn't know the advantage that he has right now. Vindicta is going to be harassing with these Liberators, just keeping Firefly busy at home.
Yeah, these are some very abusive spots that he's found for these Liberators.
Oh.
That is a lot of those Stalkers going down, but he does pull the trigger here. He is going to be jumping on this base here, zoning out with these disruptors, but doesn't really have enough anti-air here to be able to deal with the lifted base. Meanwhile, the DTs are going to swipe down this PF.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much. The Planetary Fortress is going to go down. Vindicta really struggling to hold on to his bases. He's going to try and take another expansion. We do have a nuke across the map here on the triangular third base. It looks like maybe Firefly has noticed, as he has a cannon on the way.
Yeah, he's going to pull away from this nuke. He is being quick enough with this one, and Vindicta finds himself in a pretty rough spot here, but he is denying a lot of mining here.
Yeah, we don't have that many resources available here to Fireflies. He does come back to mining here at that triangular third. Meanwhile, Vindicta is getting his bases back up and running. Despite losing a couple of planetaries, he has been able to replace them with some of his CCs, with some of his orbitals.
Mate, if he wins this one, that nuke is going to be legendary because, you know, it seems like he can only win from behind sometimes. And he said, I'm not far enough behind. I've got to make this harder for myself. I can do it from here.
Oh my god, it is going to be hard for himself, mate, because here we go. The Colossus are moving in. We do have one zoning disruptor shot. One Vacation Nova does go off. Nice splits or a nice avoidance from Vindicta. Now he's diving on in.
Yeah, very nice angle here. Hopefully not going to run too far down this ramp, but he is going to take out one of these Colossus. Is taking down the Immortal as well, and this gives him a really nice angle from this high ground to pick away at these Colossus. He is able to defend from these Stalkers. There aren't too many Stalkers left here, so he does have a lot of potential here, but Firefly just continuing to make these disruptors, and that's going to make things very difficult for Vindicta.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if Vindicta can take this fight. We have more Novas going off. They do find the connections that they need. DTs coming in as well, and Vindicta does fight his heart out, but there's just so much Protoss.
Yeah, insane splits coming out there, and it's going to go down to the wire here. That Immortal's going to come in clutch. I don't know if he's able to focus that down with the Liberator. Things are going to get very close here, and he is actually going to take a pretty good fight here, and the supplies are neck and neck. The money is really low for the Protoss as well, but he's going to be able to chase after this. That Ghost very valuable in this situation.
Exactly, we need that EMP. The Disruptors and the Immortal count was completely reset as well as those DTs, but we have another harassing force of DTs headed towards that fresh space. To be fair, there is a turret and there is a Liberator.
Yeah, so that is going to help, but it is going to be able to take down quite a lot of these SCVs. It is going to rotate around now to have a go at this army, but a lot of those Stalkers going down. This is a very close game still, and 2 of those DTs going down, that's pretty expensive losses, but at the same time, Firefly has a lot of mining bases around the map here.
Exactly, he's got 2 solid mining bases right now. We do have a nuke here on the right-hand side. So far, Firefly has not noticed.
He pulls really late, and I think... Oh, he is going to lose a few of those probes. 13 probes going down there.
Oh my god, and this is exactly what Vindicta needed right now. There is still a mining base over on the left-hand side. A Liberator does rock up as well to deny any kind of mining whatsoever for Firefly.
Yeah, that's right. But this army here, it is looking pretty strong. The Zealots are getting on top of the bio. We do need to see a little bit of kiting there. We don't have too many medevacs either. He's going to have to pull the boys. But with this Colossus here, that's going to be a dangerous thing to be doing. The splits are good. 7 SCVs going down, but he's going to jump straight on top of this Colossus. He is chasing it down.
God, he wants it, Bobby. He wants it, and he will be able to chase this down in the end, barely getting the Colossus.
Yeah, some serious losses here. But Vindicta, he is not down and out. He is fighting tooth and nail to get back into this one. And we see both players stuck on 90 supply with so little mining for either players. This is such a scrappy game. It
really is. We have 2 more DTs headed in towards this space. We do have detection. We do have a couple of turrets. And thankfully, so is the army here.
Yeah, the army is here. Those DTs are going to blink out of there in a flash. The Liberator is getting set up. So he is going to be defensively set up on that base. But the mining... bit of desperation here by Firefly, even long distance mining here. Unfortunately, the Stalkers do look like they're going to be able to get to this Liberator.
Oh, exactly. We have another warping of Stalkers as well. At least Vindicta is distracting the main army. The Liberator will go down.
Yeah, Liberator going down, but he's buying a lot of time for himself. And these Liberators over here on the right side of the map, these have done work. Firefly has not been able to mine off these bases. It is insane the amount of value that he is getting out of these Liberators.
Hey.
Such abusive spots here.
Exactly. We basically have 2 base mining versus 2 base mining here for our Protoss and for our Terran. To be fair, Firefly is expanding towards the bottom left-hand corner of the map as well. If he gets that third up and running, that will be huge.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. For the first time since that nuke, Vindicta actually finds himself with a supply lead. Is it possible? Can he do this?
Can he do it, mate? Oh my god, it's gonna be insane if he does so far. Liberators have survived. It looks like one of the Liberators here towards the right-hand side was taken down. Oh my god. I mean, right now, we do see the main army of Firefly is attempting to keep this space alive towards the bottom left, but here comes Vindicta, and there's not that much here to protect the Colossus. Okay, a couple of Stalkers do come over.
Mate, it is insane how close this game is. Having a look at the income of the 2 players, it is almost identical. And this army, it's a pretty good army here for Firefly as well. But if he can single out these Colossus, if he can take down these Colossus, and he is going to get the scout here with the Marine. Nice little poke out with that one.
Yeah, there we go. We have the scan. The Gateway Army has been spotted. Once again, as you were saying, the Colossi left completely exposed. But Firefly, he's headed on over. He even makes a Void Ray to deal with the Liberator.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. That Liberator is putting in work. He does have to find a solution, something to deal with it. That is going to send the Liberator back home, but good reactions from Vindicta saving that one. And Firefly is going to have to keep that Void Ray there for now.
Yeah, and this is dangerous because now that the Liberators have been dealt with, we have continued mining on these bases. Now Firefly can get a little bit more out of control with his economy.
Yeah, that's right. Vindicta just going to poke in here. If he can catch those Colossus slipping, he might be able to jump on top of them, might be able to engage this army. He's going to go for the Disruptors. He gets 2 of them. Really nice splits there. Is he going to be able to do it? He's jumping straight on top of these Colossus. There's no battery here to protect them, but he's not really able to get on top of them. There's 1 Colossus still here, swiping from the back.
Oh my god, it's swiping from the back. The Colossus is finally going to go down. So did all the Disruptors. Is the Bio Army going to be enough? The Vikings need to be landed, and it looks like the Zealots do get cleaned up.
Mate, the Zealots are all being cleaned up. The Medevacs are still here. There are 3 Medevacs still with a little bit of energy. We see this DT slipping back. A little bit of desperation for Firefly. He has to do something about this base now. But meanwhile, we see 28 SCVs of Vindicta going down. So he has to get more damage with this now.
He really does, but there is the overcharge. Vindicta fighting into overcharge is never really going to be ideal. Looks like he barely has enough DPS. He tries to focus down that shield battery. He will get it, but the DTs come in.
Yeah, the DTs come in, and we do see 2 Immortals popping out of these robos right now. And a little bit of an overextension here for Vindicta. Going to be losing those Medevacs as well at a crucial time.
Oh, and Vindicta wasn't able to kill any of these bases. Looks like the Liberator's going to come back in. He did kill that Void Ray, bear that in mind. But, oh, never mind. No, the Void Ray is still alive here with that main army.
Yeah, the Void Ray here coming with the push, and there's really not that much bio here for Vindicta, making 7 Marines only at a time, realizing that he can't make Marauders against these Immortals, but I think Firefly just has too much here.
Yeah, too much indeed. Vindicta has finally been broken. Firefly takes the first game.
But what an insane game that was.
Oh my god. Despite nuking himself, Vindicta almost did it, puppy. He almost did it.
Mate, it actually came down to that nuke. If he hadn't done that, I think he wins that game quite easily.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, not easily. He had to fight bloody hard, but... and now we're headed to Korea.
Oh, boy.
Oof.
We are headed to Korea, which means we get a bit of a tit for tat. Vindicta gets his map choice, but Firefly gets a ping advantage.
Yeah, that's right. And we're smudging a little bit there because Vindicta, it almost looked like he did it. He was so close there, but whatever was happening across the map, we didn't quite catch it. He lost so many SCVs to that.
Yeah, I guess there were just a couple of DTs there that were eventually cleaned up. We did see that scan. We did have a Liberator, but it only takes a couple of DTs, and if you're not paying attention, then they can just wreak havoc in a mineral line.
Yeah, that's right. So things did get really close there, but losing all that economy, he did feel like he was all in. And yeah, those Stalkers with that shield battery overcharge were just able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. They baited him in into a false sense of security. Then the Immortals popped out. It was a bit too much, and Vindicta has chosen his map.
Yeah, pretty interesting map choice here. He's actually going to go for Data C. So I think he has in his mind that he wants to go for a much later game here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy, Data see a much more defensive map here, and it's possible that like he maybe liked his position for the majority of that game, and he wants to try and replicate that here on Data C.
Yeah, that's right. So I think he did feel like he was pulling Firefly apart in that game. He does have as well a very good feel for how Firefly plays. Firefly has shown that he's going to play a pretty similar game each time. So, ooh, can he do it?
Oh boy, we'll see if he can, as the lobby has been made. Everyone is flooding on in, the casters, the players, the observers. Oh boy. It comes down to this. Vindicta has to win this game, and then if he does, it goes to that ace match.
Yeah, exactly. This is a match that Vindicta absolutely has to win, or SSLT is going to take this one down. Firefly with an insane performance so far, but I gotta say, Vindicta did not look outmatched there.
No, yeah, 100%. That I mean, that's a sad thing, right? Like, if it wasn't for that nuke, like we saw how close it was despite that. So if it wasn't for that, then honestly, Vindicta probably would have been able to take so many more fights and been able to close out that first game. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Ugh.
Yeah, for sure. But here we go. We are spawning in. We are on Korea. We are on Vindicta's map choice in Data C. And in the top right-hand corner of this map, it is the Chinese Protoss playing for SSLT. And in the blue, it is Firefly.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data under the sea, we have the American Terran himself, the ace of the CranKy Ducklings. It is Vindicta.
Ooh.
And everyone in the chat, raise him up. Raise him up, because he needs our help right now. He needs our energy, because let's be honest, he had that game. He had it before the nuke. If only he can do it again. Let's go, Papi. Let's go.
He needs some firm support. And here we go. He is going for something a little bit different here. He is going back into the one gas build. So not opting for the double gas this time. He's going to play a bit more of a macro style. And considering that Firefly has shown that he's not really looking to mix things up too much, I do like this choice to go for a more economic build. And it will hit a little bit harder with his first timing.
Yeah, I do appreciate this as well, as it does seem as if he's going to be going for that CC. So a nice adaptation here for Vindicta.
Yeah, that's right. So the scout will be popping in at a bit of a later time this time. Not going to go for that very annoying harass on those Raxes, but he is going to block this CC just for a moment. Good little macro from Vindicta. He's going to wrap those SCVs around, and there shouldn't be too much delay on this CC.
Yeah, exactly. Shouldn't be too much at all, bearing in mind that for... Okay. that for Vindicta, the latency isn't as much of an issue as it is for some of our other players, because Vindicta is on the west coast, so he can, or it's nowhere near as bad as east coast, say, for Dolan.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do have this sneaky bunker in the back here. A little bit unfortunate there with the RNG. Does pop out on the wrong side, and he's going to have to go around, and does lose a bit of vital mining time on, building time on this. Firefly, yeah, with that ping advantage, is able to stop this from going up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Vindicta's trying his hard out. There we go. He does end up in that spot, but the Adept is here, and it looks like the SCV will go down.
Yeah, the probe just bought enough time there. He can just leave this here if he wants, but he's going to get that cancel, going to get that factory going up, the bunker at home, and it's going to be a fairly standard game coming out of this. Fortunately, it didn't go for a double gas, so not that much impetus to get damage with the bunker behind the base there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, meanwhile, nicely done there by Firefly for recognizing, scouting the fact that there was a bunker behind the mineral line and being able to deny it before it really got too out of hand. As once again, Firefly, just like the previous games, is going for that sentry.
Yeah, he's going for the sentry once again, and there is the robo going down as well. So not really looking to mix things up, and why would he, to be honest? He's had a lot of success with it so far.
He really has, both against Dolan and even against Vindicta in the end. So again, a kind of a predictable player he is becoming, but doesn't matter if he still is able to win.
Yeah, that's right. And he's just going to poke up here with the Adept, maybe looking to bait out a Mine Shot. But nope, just going to wait to see if anything's coming down his way. Possibly that might be the timing for a Hellion or something like that. Meanwhile, Vindicta going to duck in with his Reaper, going to get a full scout of the main, sees these two gateways, and is going to be able to assume with that Sentry that it's probably going to be the same build again.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't get confirmation. He doesn't spot the Robo at the natural, but again, he can piece 2 and 2 together and make an educated guess. At the same time, Sentry is going to slip into that main base, does bait out that Widow Mine Shot. Doesn't get into the main, and yeah, doesn't get a scout of the main either. Production.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't get that full scout. We do see this mine drop starting to come together for Vindicta. He's going to be making those tanks as well, so just keeping himself nice and safe. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a Raven coming out after this as well.
Yeah, that should be what we see after said tank. We'll keep our eyes on that. Meanwhile, likewise to our previous game, Firefly only working on that first Immortal, then going straight into that Robotic Spade, going straight into Colossus production.
Yeah, and interestingly, Vindicta is going for this build that we have seen floating around a little bit lately, where you go for this extra Liberator, and you have this 3-prong of the Liberator, the Mine Drop, and this tank push at the front that will head out before Stim is done. So a bit of an old school build that we have seen back in the meta a little bit lately.
Yeah, and I have to wonder how this is going to shape up here against Firefly, because we were talking earlier about how because of his opener, he is relatively weak to multi-prong harassment, just because he doesn't have much blink, he doesn't have many gateways, he doesn't have a lot of army to work with to keep up with all of it. So maybe Vindicta can pull it off with this build.
Yeah, the one thing I do worry about a little bit is we have been seeing Immortals coming out quite a lot lately, and they will make short work of any kind of tank bunker push. So this usually will be the kind of push where you set up those couple tanks and you start building some bunkers in front of them, and Immortals do a lot of damage to that kind of thing.
And exactly, here we go. The main army is pushing on forward, looking to try and meet that of Vindicta, as the observer in the middle map did spot this. Meanwhile, Widowmine drop here into the main base. Shots are going to go off, but only on a single probe each.
Yeah, nice pull there. Does manage to pull back at the third here as well. And Vindicta is going to be meeting this army in the middle. Does look like he's actually opting to take this fight, but the tank is going to go down.
Yeah, and just like that, this push is completely shut down. At the same time, it looks like Liberator was able to survive, does rotate over towards that natural base, and going to deal a little bit more damage.
Yeah, going to be able to get that medevac out as well, but Firefly is going to be chasing down this army. That tank sieging up in the bushes, but unfortunately those Marines not quite able to protect it. There are a few Stalkers going down there, so he is abusing this bush to get a little bit of extra damage here, and meanwhile rotating this Lib around, just being super annoying with this.
Yeah, this one Liberator is the MVP. 6 probes already going down, and he could get a couple more force troubles as well as he does head back towards that natural base. Meanwhile, because so many Stalkers had fallen, Firefly does turn back around with his Immortal.
Yeah, that's right, Firefly going to be heading back home. He does have the Twilight Council going up extremely late this time, maybe a little bit distracted from all the aggression of Vindicta.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, there we go. It does finally finish up. We have that gateway explosion, and we do have charge on the way. So once again, going to be delaying that blink for quite some time. And as that happens, Vindicta is going for a medevac drop headed towards the main base.
Yeah, Vindicta does have this medevac drop moving out. Meanwhile, a little bit moving out on the other side of the map. So we can see he is setting up a little bit of map presence, a little bit of extra aggression. Doesn't have to be too committed with this at all, but that observer is going to spot that coming across the map. It looks like the drop may have been spotted by the watchtower as well.
Oh, exactly. It looks like we have a warp in the main base here for Firefly. Only a couple of Zealots and not the strongest of forces. Meanwhile, we have that drop into the main base, and it looks like, oh, he's going to be able to target down one of these pylons.
Yeah, he's going to be able to take out that pylon. That's a pretty significant pylon as well, depowering 2 of the gateways. Nice recall there by Firefly. Does split up his army pretty well, recognizing that the force of Vindicta here at the front isn't too threatening.
Yeah, exactly. We have a shield battery, we have an overcharge, we have a Colossus. It looks like Firefly is perfectly fine here. So as you were saying, very nice splits. Also very nice movement on this observer, just keeping tabs on that army.
Yeah, that's right. But if we have a look at the supply, things aren't too too heavily in Firefly's favor. We just have to be very careful here as Vindicta not to take too much splash damage from this Colossus overextending with a push.
Oh god, exactly. I mean, the Colossus looks like it will turn around in the end. There we go. We have hit that ideal number of 3 Colossi with the main army of Firefly. We should be seeing some disruptor production soon, as actually Firefly goes towards a War Prism.
Yeah, that's right. But meanwhile, we do have a scan going down from Vindicta on his army. It did work out that he was being tracked there. Takes out that observer, so that will help him a little bit with his movement out on the map here. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty tough hold for Vindicta. This is a serious army that Firefly's put together here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we do have 3 tanks defensively. We do have a couple of Vikings on the way as well. We already have 2 with the main army, 2 more on the way to help deal with these Colossi. But Firefly, he is coming. We see a scan here, does confirm, does actually catch the tail end of a couple of Stalkers moving out across the map.
Yeah, that's right. So we will get the sensor tower up just in time to see this push as well. But meanwhile, it does look like Firefly once again setting up the same push that he's been going for quite a lot of times earlier. He's going to be pushing in with this army while warping in Zealots in the main.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. 4 Zealots being ferried into the main base. At the same time, we have a Zealot here towards the natural. Looks like the Vikings are going to respond and take down that prison, but not before we have a massive warp in.
Yeah, that's right. Vindicta just going to give up that natural, and unfortunately a little bit late on the siege with those tanks, and it does look like all the SCVs are going to be going down. I think this is the end for Vindicta.
Yeah, exactly. There's just too much Protoss here, completely pulling Vindicta apart. The opener didn't quite work out his way either. There's just too much Colossus, and the third base has been broken.
Yeah, and 33 SCVs going down. This does put Vindicta pretty all in at this point. The Colossus getting really nice shots on all of these Marines, and they will start to go down. He is going to be able to clean up this army of Firefly, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, exactly. Macroing from here is going to be so difficult to accomplish. Vindicta has come back from just disastrous positions in the past. He's going to try and do it again. Oh, not even.
Yeah, GG has to be called there. There's just too much damage. He throws down that scan, realizes just how far behind he is. And that'll be it. Firefly has done it for SSLT.
GG. Well played. We came so close. There was a point in this series we were so far ahead. But alas, Firefly with the reverse all kill.
Yeah, great job by Firefly, showing what a scary player he is. And unfortunately, that is going to be it for our Code A run. But we did make it. We did get ourselves into Code S.
We did make it all the way to Code S, and I'm still very proud of our players, very proud of our Ducklings here. Even Dolan pulling his weight, taking down Firefly 2-0 at the start of our broadcast. It was insane what he was able to accomplish. But again, just Firefly came back, and oh god, it was it was so difficult to bring him down a second time. Oof.
Yeah, absolutely. So props to them, and good luck to them in their games against in their game against IG. But we will be back for Code S.
We will be back. This does, thankfully, there's a silver lining. We we can get a couple of days off here from casting at midnight. I will appreciate that, especially because we still have plenty more DreamHack coverage to go. Oh god, but yeah, things were so close again. Like feels moon dance, man. Oh god, I hope our players are still. I mean, I'm still proud of our players, and I hope they're not feeling too bad about this. Again, we still have plenty more matches ahead of us in World Team League Code S.
Yeah, that's right. Still a lot ahead of us. So yeah, nothing to be ashamed of. We lost to a very good team, and we had a very good fight. We made it very close there.
Yeah, exactly. We came so far anyway. So GG, well played. Congratulations to SSLT and all of their players. Oh boy, and everyone in the chat, I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. I know it's a little bit smudged and we're a little bit biased in favor of our own team. I mean, we are the CranKy Ducklings. But I wish the best to SSLT and to IG and to Onside. Oh boy, they still have plenty more games ahead of them.
Yeah, that's right. Still a lot more of that bracket to be played out, and we'll be watching that one on the various channels casting that one. I think Renegade and Wardy have been casting a lot of these games, so I think it's just Wardy tonight. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that one.
Definitely. Oh my god. With that, Asher, how's your time been here casting World Team League? You know, you didn't really cast too much before this. You know, every odd Sparkling Tuna Cup or you know every odd like TSL qualifier. But man, how has this experience been for you?
It has been good fun. It has completely ruined my sleep schedule, but it has been good fun, and we have come up with some very cursed memes. We've said some terrible things. We've crossed lines. We've upset Kuro, but at the same time, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun casting with
we've crossed lines that cannot be uncrossed. And cross them back on over again. It's been but yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a lot of fun, as you were saying. I appreciate that. Like, I think it was yesterday that you mentioned, like, oh my god, it's like our StarCraft match is always this intense. Like, it's always this fun. Because yeah, like it's a very unique team league format, and obviously we have even further investment with our own players and team as well. Yeah, like team league matches are always amazing.
Yeah, we've had a very intense run. Things have been so close time and time again, and there's been so much on the line, and really when it counted, we've done it. So it's been a thrilling ride.
Yeah, it really has been. And I do hope that as well as all of this, whether it's on our stream or even on Wardy's stream, because I know Wardy is casting and they've got a lot more viewers, I do hope that our players were able to get the attention of the people, because I know that Dolan and even PattyMac are a lot more obscure. Like PattyMac maybe last year had a bit of a better performance in DreamHack and people were taking note of him then he took a bit more of a break. Same can be said for Vindicta, you know, like he's been really popping off recently. He mentioned earlier, like I think he's got the highest league rating ever because of World Team League, and a lot of memes have been made and a lot of people are taking notice.
Yeah, Vindicta went until tonight. He went 24-4, which, considering the caliber of players, that's pretty sick. It's
pretty insane. So I hope our players and maybe even our team, we've made some new fans, you know, like whether it's Vindicta with his insane run, whether it's PattyMac being the tip of Voltron last night and clutching out an insane win there against Berserker Esports, you know, a European team, a team that, you know, a lot of people just did consider to be a stronger team overall. And even tonight with Dolan coming out with crazy builds against Firefly, like, you know, there's plenty to love.
Yeah, we've had a ton of hype moments, whether it be those moments, whether it be Vindicta holding off the onslaught of Mio Micah for almost 40 minutes.
Yeah.
We've had some insane games. Ooh.
It's been insane. For the people that are maybe tuning in a little bit later, I hope everyone checks out the VODs. The VODs are going to be uploaded to our YouTube channel, but they're all currently available on Twitch. And the World Team League VODs for the qualify, all of them, every single series has been insane, has been intense, and I highly recommend you check them out because it is StarCraft worth watching.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about this more later, but I reckon it would be really cool to have like maybe 8-9 minutes sort of video, like a YouTube compilation of like the best moments of our World Team League run.
Yeah.
I think that could be a really hype thing to put together.
That would be amazing. We just need someone with the editing skills. Because I don't have it. Kuro doesn't. We don't have it, unfortunately. But I 100% agree because it has been insanely hype. There have been so many hype moments, and yeah, I don't know. We have to try and find someone for that. It's going to be difficult, but if we can, I would love to make a highlight reel.
All right. I know some people who could potentially do it, so maybe I can ask around.
Oh, okay.
I got some friends with video editing skills. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We can have a look at it. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my god. All right. Well, with that, thank you so much, everyone watching. Thank you so much for the support. Asher, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, where should I start? No. If people want to find a little bit more of what I'm up to, I will be here from time to time casting. Hopefully we've done well with this team league and I can cast a little bit more. At the same time, I have been starting to stream a little bit on my own Twitch, so just twitch.tv/AsherBro, and you can find me there probably pretty often for the moment because I'm really enjoying it, but we'll see how we go. And where can they find you, Light?
Likewise, you can find me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I stream throughout the week. I usually try and stream throughout the week as often as I can. We have been really busy with casting though, so I haven't been able to do so, and I probably won't be able to do so for another couple of days until all the DreamHack closed qualifiers finish. But if you're interested, follow me there at light_VIP. We try and ladder and we try and survive.
Survive,
we
puppy.
we try and survive, puppy, as a Zerg player on the NA ladder. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, you can follow me there. Otherwise, if you're only interested in our StarCraft casting, then follow us on all the social medias, CranKy Ducklings. CranKy Ducklings on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have a YouTube channel where we upload. We try and upload on a daily basis. Because of all the casting, we haven't been as consistent with YouTube, but everything will eventually be up on YouTube. If you can't wait for YouTube VODs, check us out on Twitch. And consider supporting us, you know, on Twitch or on Patreon. All the money that we make, it goes towards our players. We try our best to support them in every way we can.
Yeah. Alrighty. So this time, I'm flipping it back on you, Light. Do you have any parting words for us before we go?
Oh my god. I'm putting it out there. Can anyone make a meme for the for Voltron and add the faces of our
Can you
players?
make a meme without getting us banned off Twitch?
Put the faces of our players on where they should be and rock that up on Twitter. That would be amazing. That would be beautiful. But yes, for me, I will be going to bed. I hope everyone tunes in for the DreamHack North American closed qualifier in 5 hours, where both PattyMac and Dolan are going to be fighting for those DreamHack slots.
Yeah, we have that hype closed qualifier, and these closed qualifiers, they are very exciting. There's a lot on the line here, so I hope you guys will be there cheering on the Ducklings as you have all been for all of this World Team League, and it's been pumping them up. So keep it up, guys. Hope to see you there.
Keep it up, everyone. Give some love to Miguelito because he is live right now. Vindicta is streaming. We're going to give him a lovely raid. Follow him, subscribe to him, paid, give him money.
Give him money.
Give him money.
He really wants you to give him money.
He really wants it, puppy. He needs it. The money will fill the void of the Smoge, because it is a Smoge stream right now and he's a little bit depressed. So give him some support. Give him some less than threes in the chat. So he knows.
Give him your hearts.
Give him your hearts. Give him your shafts.
I'll ask first, but yeah.
Ask first. Ask. Consent. Consent is important. It's very important. It's the most important thing. So make sure you get that first, and then
We're gonna end with that.
give it to him. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys in 5 hours. Bye.
Bye.